Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Old Trafford as Manchester United get ready for game number 9 under Ruben Amorim, a 50% win rate so far, including 2 wins in their last 3. They come up against a Bournemouth team unbeaten in 4 with 3 wins in that run as well. Manchester United make 3 changes from the side that started at City. It's 6 from Spurs in the Cup on Thursday, but it's 3 from the last Premier League game, that unforgettable win last Sunday at the Etihad. Mount is injured, De Ligt is ill, and Højlund's on the bench. Malacia, Mainu and Xerxes all start. 1 change for Bournemouth as Tyler Adams replaces the benched Lewis Cook in the midfield. Cook, one of 3 Bournemouth players on 4 yellow cards. The teams lining up in the tunnel just away to our left. Michael Brown is alongside me. Let's get straight to it because you were at the 4-3 at Spurs on Thursday. It's 3 changes from City. Your thoughts on what he's decided to do today?
Do you know, it's amazing. It was an unbelievable game. Myself and John Murray had a thoroughly enjoyable night watching entertaining football. There was mistakes, there was flair. Manchester United making those 6 changes was obviously a concern. He's continued with that trend. Yes, from the derby there's less changes, but from the middle of the week it's continued. He's obviously wanting to rotate, wanting to get them more energy into those legs. They've got ability, they can score a goal. I think some of the changes need to maybe slow down a little bit for the manager. I think that will take time. This is a big game today because that Manchester derby, the ending was sensational, but performance still needs to improve. So indifferent against Spurs in the second half, but now an opportunity here in front of his home crowd to go into Christmas with a real positivity.
The 2 teams take to the field here at Old Trafford, led out by referee Craig Pawson carrying the yellow match ball. The Manchester United starting 11, Andre Onana's in goal. The back 3, Mazraoui, Maguire and Martinez. The wing backs are Malacia and Dalot, with Mainu and Ugarte sitting in the midfield. Then it's Ahmad and Bruno Fernandes behind main striker Joshua Xerxes. When you talk about the amount of changes constantly that Ruben Amorim is making at the moment, is that him trying to work out things ahead of January in the summer? Is he trying to work out who he can trust, who he can't trust in this system?
It's an excellent question, isn't it? Because that's what everybody's looking at. That, but people are thinking, can he find a solid team? I think with the run of games they've had, you do expect changes. It's an opportunity for players to find the feet and trying to get their way into the manager's system long term. I think ultimately they're going to need more reinforcements. I think that is a given. How they do that we'll soon see. I think what's hard is some of the players only playing 1 or 2 games then have to come into a big one to perform. That's what's difficult. So everybody's still on trial. I really think he's a good coach, but he's got his work out. We know that this Manchester United side, especially in the Premier League, have got to improve quickly.
As far as the Manchester United bench is concerned, Altay Bayindir is the substitute goalkeeper. Then the outfield players are Rasmus Højlund, Christian Eriksen, Lenny Yoro, Casemiro, Anthony, Johnny Evans, Toby Carlier and Alejandro Garnacho is on the bench. Marcus Rashford is not on the bench. What the manager has said to TV pre-match, that is his decision not to include Rashford in the squad, and stressed nobody else's. Just your thoughts on how he responded to that question from Sky.
I was just listening to that interview downstairs, and I did think that those type of comments and those words will stick with you for a long time at this football club, regards to I make the decisions, it's my choice on the team, and rightly so. I think sometimes the players are given to you, and that's the structure of a director of football. Then you're there to coach, but you have to have free reins on picking day to day what you think is the best, what you see in training, what you see in games. And he said that's his decision. I'm surprised that Marcus Rashford can't make his way even into the squad. I think that's something I think the Manchester United supporters will be thinking, that's a drastic decision. And I get it if he's not performing in training. So listen, it's not looking great, is it, for Marcus Rashford, someone we know here for many years, but now it's up to these players, and all we can see is whether he can win his way back into the squad. I think that's important to Marcus Rashford. Can he do that? Because I think that sets a good tone for anybody who wants to come and buy him, that he can go and take on the criticism and the challenge.
One player who is flavour of the month here at the moment, the cameras have just been trained on him, Ahmad, who's breaking away from the circle away to our left. He's looking to score 3 goals in 3 games in the space of a week. What a cracking player, playing as one of 2, sitting behind Joshua Xerxes today. Bruno Fernandes playing further forward. It's red against white. Manchester United in all red against Bournemouth. White shirts, black shorts and white socks. Manchester United are going to be defending the Stretford end in the first half, kicking from left to right. Bournemouth are going to get this game started with Ryan Christie standing over the ball in the centre circle. Away we go. It's 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. Michael Brown and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team, here at Old Trafford. And Bournemouth from the kickoff go bursting forwards with Kirkes straight away. Ahmad back defending, goes back to Onana, and Manchester United forced into some serious defending inside the first 15 seconds. Surely that's a foul on Xerxes. No, says referee Craig Pawson, and Manchester United will bring the ball away with Martinez out to the left. Malacia will take a couple of touches. Ball played in field to Mainu. Hard to forget he's still only 19, burst onto the scene just over a year ago in that game at Everton. Manchester United penalised for a foul in the midfield. Bournemouth free kick. You were just saying this is a big game pre-match. I tell you what, it's a quick one. What a start inside 40 seconds. I
don't expect anything different. I think the pace and power that Bournemouth have, the confidence this season, and they want to play quick. They want to get in behind you, they want to test you out, they want to turn you around. I think that's what's been really impressive, and they'll take the ball also, but they were not afraid to go in behind. I think that's what's so important. Willing runners, great energy, got a great style. Been really impressed with them this season.
Through ball from the left, giving chase is Ivan Nielsen. Onana comes flying off his line. He's being called upon, Onana, once with his feet, once with his hands, twice in the opening 70 seconds of this game. The Bournemouth team 4-2-3-1 in front of goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. The back four from right to left: Adam Smith, Ilian Zabani, Dean Hyson and Milos Kirkes. Then a 2 of Ryan Christie and Tyler Adams. A 3 of Antoine Semenyo, Justin Kluivert and Dango Ouattara behind main striker Ivan Nielsen. The ball is still with goalkeeper Onana. Tries to play it out to Ugarte, goes straight back to Onana on his left foot, who will clear downfield, looking for the run of Xerxes, who's in a battle with the centre half Zabani straight away. He goes back to his goalkeeper Arrizabalaga, who always looks the calmest person in the ground when everybody else is worried about how long he takes with his feet. But he completed that clearance just fine. United forced back to the halfway line with Mazraoui.
That's a bit mischievous this week after seeing certain goalkeepers struggle with their feet, but yeah, very calm, very composed, great run, good power, lucky.
They come bursting down the centre again this time, Bournemouth, that time with Semenyo. United stop them in their stride. Christie picks up the pieces and works the ball to the right to Adam Smith, who's got space to move into there, but didn't fancy taking on Bruno Fernandes, who's looking busy early on. Ahmad pushing forwards too as Bournemouth keep possession around the halfway line. Yeah, you had a cracker, didn't you, Thursday, especially when it comes to goalkeeping calamities. Bayendier, could he have done better? Forster twice.
Honestly, we had everything in that game. Manchester United contributed in the first half, that's for certain. Poor start of the second half, and then once they got a sniff, the lift was there. Made the substitutions, which he was questioning that. Amad Diallo just waving at the supporters. There was a massive Manchester United travelling. They tried to get them up and waving at them to get going. They almost did it, but now Bournemouth started very confident, haven't they? Moving the ball, playing forward. There's just a foul there, but Manchester United is very blistery, isn't it? Very windy there, Lee. Can they get hold of it? But impressive, confident start from Bournemouth so far.
One of 4 games kicking off at 2. This one here on 5 Sports Extra, over on 5 Live. Everton 0, Chelsea 0, and then 2 via the BBC Sport website and app for you. Fulham 0, Southampton 0, and Leicester 0, Wolves 0. Manchester United with the ball with Malacia on the halfway line on the far side. The left runs into touch, and the ball goes out for a Bournemouth throw on their right. As far as the Bournemouth bench is concerned, Mark Travers is the substitute goalkeeper. Then the outfield players: Lewis Cook, David Brooks, James Hill, Enes Unal, who scored that late equaliser against West Ham on Monday. He still doesn't do enough to get a place in the starting 11. Philip Billing, Max Aarons, Ben Winterburn and Max Kinsey make up the Bournemouth substitutes bench, who are sitting just behind manager Andoni Iraola down below us at the moment. Bournemouth with the ball in their left back area with Hyson, moves it forwards. As Michael Brown was saying a few moments ago, they've looked the more confident of the two teams here. Bournemouth took 4 points off Manchester United last season, including a 3-0 win here. United steal it and then give it straight back to the visitors, who come out from the back this time with Ilian Zabani. Strong wind here in this part of Manchester, blowing across the press box here at Old Trafford. It is a day for makeshift paperweights, phones, pencil cases, the lot. Very, very windy day as Bournemouth lose the ball inside their own half. Ahmad has it, moves it infield to Ugarte. Nice switch from right to left. Malacia can't take it first time. Not the first time he's miscontrolled the ball in the opening 5 minutes either, just taking a little bit of time to get into it.
Do you know, they're all expecting goals again at Spurs. They got 7 treated, that's what happened. So hopefully we get the 7 goals and not at Spurs and Liverpool, but we'll see. It's been a good start, but again that crossfield pass real swept out. As you see there, Malacia's got to do better. He's got to get hold of it, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Only his 4th start of the season, his second
point, isn't it? Yeah.
In the Premier League. His other one was only earlier this month in that 2-0 defeat at Arsenal. Manchester United with Fernandes, ball forwards to the left. Xerxes takes over, wide on that far side, running at Zabani, keeps it on his right foot, rolls it back to Mainu, and now Xerxes again, edge of the area, keeps on going. Don't know where he's going at the moment. Forced out wide. Fernandes will take over. United, good move here. Mainu inside the penalty area on his right foot. Ahmad with a chance. Good save. Low down to his right by Kepa Arrizabalaga. He was running onto it. Did well to get the shot away. Kepa watched it all the way.
It almost sort of ran away. It wasn't really meant for Manchester United. Again, when Bruno Fernandes gets the ball, wants to make something happen. Great little turn by Kobbie Mainoo. Doesn't get it right. Ahmed steps across from that right-hand side, comes to try and sweep it in the bottom corner, left-footed. I think the goalkeeper's already on the way down. That experience just says that's where it's going. It was comfortable, but a real positive run there from Manchester United, and really could have done a little bit better.
5 goals across all competitions this season. Ahmad, 2 in the Europa League, 1 in the League Cup and 2 in the Premier League. I mentioned a few moments ago, 2 goals in 2 games in the space of the last 7 days. Very nearly making it 3 in, 3 there. Just didn't catch it as sweetly as he would have liked with his left foot as he ran onto it. But that's the first time either goalkeeper's been seriously tested so far. As Bournemouth go long, Onana will come and claim, and Manchester United will build again from the back. 0-0, Manchester United and Bournemouth here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. Over on 5 Live, Everton 0, Chelsea 0, the 4:30 game. Michael mentioned it a few moments ago. Tottenham against Liverpool with John Murray and Clinton Morrison. Always guaranteed goals in that fixture. It was absolutely awesome last season. We'll see what it's got in store for us.
Be careful, Lee.
I'm not going to commentate on it, I'm fine. I'll be listening on my way home as Bournemouth pick up the ball in the midfield. Christie moves it to Zabani. Surely you guarantee goals, especially after what Spurs did with Manchester United on Thursday. We'll wait and see. 4:30 kick-off that one. Bournemouth a little bit more patient in their build-up here as they go back to the halfway line. Tyler Adams in for Lewis Cook. The only reason we can think why the manager's changed it, Cook on 4 yellows, going with Adams who's only on 2 maybe.
Potentially. I think there's lots of factors, isn't there, now that you look at and say, well, what's the next games? Has something happened in training? Do they see a particular something in a player in the midfield area that they can change? Is more dynamic, or he's better at a certain pass? I think look at the forward line there. If you look at Bournemouth, it's very brave as a step forward. 4 of them right across the line to try and push Manchester United back. You don't really expect that, do you, from away side coming to Manchester United historically, that's for certain.
Foul on Ahmad. Manchester United free kick just inside their own half on the right under the nose of Ruben Amorim. United shift it quickly from right to left. Malacia with a more straightforward touch this time as he peels in from the wing. Mainu looks to take over, but then the pass doesn't find him. Christie intercepts, and here come Bournemouth. Here's Cliver, edge of the area, shot goes in. Good save by Onana. Watched it all the way, well kept out.
Yeah, really good combinations as they come across. Semenyo just coming off that right hand side, and again Malacia's got to be tighter. Kobbie Mainoo just confused, but they give it away again.
They have, and here they come again. Bournemouth down the centre. This time the ball couldn't quite find Cliver, but that's a late tackle going in on Eva Nielsen, and Bournemouth are going to be given a free kick here inside left, 25 yards out for that late challenge by, was it Maguire?
Yeah, it was Maguire. As he comes tight, it's one of those where he's gone aggressive from a centre back, come tight with the forward, and as soon as he sort of sets it off, Evan Nielsen, he goes down. Harry Maguire's saying, I'm tight, but I've not touched him. I'll get another little look. It's a good ball in initially. It's not much in it. He's already jumping up. He knows the contact is coming. Is that good play? Is that engineering a situation? But now, this is a good area They've looked bright, Bournemouth there, the front foot. Christie just drives. That's what I really like. Do you know when there is a bit of a possession and you think, right, I can go now? He doesn't just sort of go pass it sideways. He pushes it past someone, then they play. That's what this manager's gone in for. High tempo, quick press, aggressive. And they're being that at the moment.
Now it's been spotted up. It's about 27, 28 yards out. Christie standing over the ball with his left foot. Standing over it with his right is Justin Cliver. Manchester United have just tested Kepa down one end. Are Bournemouth going to test Onana here from this set piece down the other? In front of the Stretford end. Referee Pawson blows his whistle. It's going to be delivered by Christie towards the back post. Is the loose ball going to fall for Semenyo in the area? He was beaten to it that time by Utaru, who's in there, and the offside flag goes up over on the far side, and in the end that came to absolutely nothing.
I think it was clever. Not necessarily seeing that coming. Instead of the shot at goal, which really, I think in this wind, I think you go for it. They had two in the line of the goalkeeper, but they reversed it round the back for the runs. And the assistant, right, he's put his flag up saying there was an offside. I'm not sure there was, but try and get the shot away. Does the flag go up? No, I'm not sure, but he's given something in the centre of the pitch whether there was a foul. But when it comes out to Atara there and Semenyo, they didn't know who to take it. There's a block, but Areola not happy.
No, standing just down beneath us with his hands in his pockets at the moment. 11 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 0. Got here this morning at about 11:15. Since then, I think we've had every kind of weather imaginable. We've had hail, we've had snow, we've had rain, we've had wind, and now we've got clear blue skies above Old Trafford at the moment. Just looking at the Sir Alex Ferguson stand opposite where we are, down on the pitch. Manchester United have it inside the centre circle. That's a foul on Ugarte, and that's going to be a free kick to Manchester United on the halfway line.
So you're just showing off now that you were here early, nice and organised, impressive.
And then other people turned up at about 20-2 as Manchester United break out from their back line with Martinez, moves over halfway. Mainu takes over, a little bit of time and space here. He's got Fernandes wide of him, Xerxes ahead. He might go alone here, Mainu. He bulldozes his way through two. In the end, he's going to get stopped by Smith, who clears long down the right. Ball goes out for a Manchester United throw. Absolute model of consistency. Adam Smith, 33 years of age, been at Bournemouth for more than 10 years. You know him well from the early parts of his career.
Yeah, he's done very, very well. Nice boy. You wouldn't think he has that little bit of spice, but he does. Ironically, not necessarily off the pitch, but on the pitch he can play nice, but he's done very, very well with his career. Very good professional.
More than 350 Bournemouth appearances as United come forwards, working it from left to right. Dalot will take over, running at the left back, checks, goes back to Mazraoui. Low ball in this time, needs to be dealt with. Is more height than distance on the clearance though. United bring it down just past the midway point of the half with Ugarte, who tries to switch it. Martinez gets clattered. Manchester United will have a free kick. Bournemouth not too happy about it, but it was 50-50, you'd have thought.
Yeah, not much in it. I think the way the ball's swirling around, the official's just not sure on certain contacts as it changes last second, the angle of the ball. But you're telling me there's a foul in that, I'm not so sure.
No. Just looking at that again, Martinez and Semenyo. Semenyo's done nothing but whinge in the opening 10 minutes, and he's had a few reasons to complain as well. But United free kick here, almost at the midway point of the half, dead centre in the pitch. Fernandes standing over this. United have got 6 queuing up on the 18 yards line, waiting for the captain to get the chip just right. Chips it in, he does. Headed away that time by Christie. Pieces will be picked up by Mazraoui. He's got Ahmad wide of him, but in the end decides to go all the way back to goalkeeper Onana. 0-0, 5 Sports Extra. Fernandes was making a run down the left there. Onana didn't pick him out, went short for Mazraoui instead, and United still have the ball with Malacia inside their own half. Again, we're seeing the high press from Bournemouth, forcing United back, and every opportunity they had to get the ball into the penalty area from that free kick has now been wasted because they're back inside their own penalty area.
Front 4 on the press, 3 midfielders go tight, they're 2v1 on Xerxes. You know, they're saying, come on then, Manchester United, let's see what you've got. Try and play through us. Manchester United have to do it better, quicker, try it, because I know the manager demands that.
It's what Manchester United were being accused of not having under Erik ten Hag, which was identity. We know exactly what we're getting from this Bournemouth side. They all know what they're doing, they all know their jobs, and they're executing it at the moment perfectly, less a goal.
And do you know what was amazing? I think he was 1 game away from losing his job. It was that bad a run when he first come in. Yeah. And it was that they stayed brave, they stuck with it, and look what happens, you know. And maybe it's in a in a club that maybe that pressure wasn't there so much, that they can just get on with it?
Well, you look at the Bournemouth stats, they're absolutely brilliant. They're on the attack here, down the right, ball rolled back, Smith is forward, stays on side, wide on the right in front of the assistant referee, level with the edge of the area, goes back. Christie picks up the ball in the centre of the park, switches it, a little bit too high that time for Kirkes, and out it goes for a Manchester United throw in their right back area. You mentioned their form. Only Liverpool, Chelsea and Forest have picked up more Premier League points from the last 10 games than Bournemouth 17. Unbeaten in 4, 3 wins in that time. He's got it spot on, Areola.
Yeah, expect that. When you're at home as well, you know you're in a game. You know you're going to be spun round. You know you're going to be higher energy. Might have to be a little bit more patient away. But you know, you come in here and people are saying, oh well, Manchester United, it's only Bournemouth, they should be fine today, and it's not the case, and they've earned the right to do that. Here we go,
long ball down the left, Fernandez beats the offside trap, stays the right side of the line, sprints after it on the left wing, challenged, United throw. Talk about Bournemouth's home form. City have gone there, lost. Arsenal have gone there, lost. And this game, Manchester United at home to Bournemouth, 13th, hosting 8th at the start of the day, as Mainu gets played in from the throw, checks, edge of the area left side. Does he run into trouble here? He does, in the form of the backtracking Tyler Adams, does his job well. In the end, the ball goes out for a throw, but just for a second it looked like Mainu was going to be in.
He tried a clever trick, tried to get round Adams, very good defending on the line, was patient, and then just tried to clip it away, ricochet. So yeah, I had that long trip down to Bournemouth that day against Manchester City. They did exceptional, very, very good performances. So they're beating top teams as well. And it's been a real pleasure to watch them. I think that's the point, because they've got variety in the game as well, and they can change.
Ball still out for a Bournemouth throw in their right back area. All started from that move which Mainu was at the heart of. You look at Bournemouth today,
it's a bit
win.
Too far for south for you, is it not? You like the northern areas, you know, let's got to put the miles in.
I do like staying north, based in the centre of the country.
I've noticed, mate, we all do the miles.
That said, I think my games over Christmas are away at Fulham and away at Southampton.
There you go, finally. Finally.
John Southall's had a word, he's got me to go further south as Bournemouth come on the attack. Christie into the area, runs into a big red wall, and Manchester United will bring the ball clear. Good ball out to the right. Can Ahmad get there? I said a good ball, it was just slightly overhit. Invited the tackle of Kirkes, and the ball goes out for a Manchester United throw in front of the Bournemouth technical area, which Dalot will look to take quickly.
Do you know, when you look at that recovery run there from Kirkes, you're thinking, right, I need to be right on it, because Ahmed is playing so well, he's full of confidence, and he just sort of slid into him thinking, I know it's an easy one, but I'm going to make sure he just knows I'm there, I'm going to be tight, I'm going to be aggressive. They've really liked him, you know, Kirkes, really been impressed.
Long ball from the back from Onana, picked up in the centre circle by Ahmad. Time to turn, look up, look at what his options are. He's got them right and left. In the end, goes a little bit further back to Fernandez, who's lining up a shot from distance. Fernandez, Kepa watched it all the way, parried it into the ground, gathered it the second time of asking. He looked up, thought about the weather, thought why not. Kepa made the save.
Yeah, do you know what? It was say, go on, I can do that. He's got the ability. It opened, he took it out of his feet, and he thought, right, I'll hit across it, so it's got some movement. Try his luck, and it moved late. But how comfortable was Kepa, by the way? Right, and he's sort of on his knees, he sort of took it right in front of his face, on his knees with great power, just patted it down. Very good goalkeeping.
I mentioned him earlier, didn't I? He's one of those goalkeepers. Everybody else is watching him sometimes from behind the settee, terrified, and he looks so cool, so calm, so composed, and he was the most cool and composed person inside Old Trafford there as well. 18 and a half played. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 0 on 5 Sports Extra, one of 4 2 o'clock kickoffs, all of them 0-0 at the moment. Leicester Wolves and Fulham Southampton on the BBC Sport website and app. Everton Chelsea with Pat Nevin and Alistair Bruce-Ball over on 5 Live. Here are Bournemouth on the attack down the right. Semenyo back to Smith, first time delivery, deep ball. Is it going to be kept in by Ouattara on this near side? Yes, just about. Goes back down the line. Ahmad intercepts, tried to take it on the turn, very nearly succeeded too. Bournemouth are going to get forced all the way back to Kepa here. Again, Ahmad, sharpest player in a red shirt by an absolute mile, whether he's tracking back, bursting forwards, nice turns in the midfield. Bournemouth again try and come forwards down the right, this time with Justin Kluivert, met by Maguire over on the far side. Bournemouth keep the ball. And again, as we were saying earlier on, they were keen to get forwards with bags of pace earlier, but now, over the last 10 minutes, looking to show the more patient side of their game.
But look at the overload now, that's the difference. So if I'm Ugarte, I'm Mainoo, I'm looking, thinking, right, who do I go to? You got Adams, you got Christie, Kluivert dropping in, Semenyo coming inside, so it's a difficult one. Ahmed's had to help.
Christie loses it. Ahmad picks up the pieces. First time ball over the top, a little bit too long that time for Bruno Fernandes. Kepa, edge of his area, sweeper keeper, makes the clearance. He goes straight to Malacia on the halfway line. Avoids one tackle, can't avoid the second, which was absolutely brilliant from Adam Smith. And Bournemouth come away with the ball. Brilliant from Smith, pinpoint.
Really good, but what amazed me there is the goalkeeper. It's one of those long balls, and the goalkeeper's coming out of his area, and you're thinking, is it going to get to him? Can he back off and then pick it up? I felt like he could have. He decides to play it forward, but now a good ball in from the left.
Here they come down the left. Final ball wasn't great that time from Ouattara. United should be able to clear here, but Mazraoui runs into trouble. Ouattara gets the cross in, watched all the way by Onana, who comes and makes the claim. Elsewhere, over on the BBC Sport website and app, Wolves have just taken the lead at Leicester. First game in charge for the new manager Pereira, and Guedes has given Wolves the lead. Leicester 0, Wolves 1 on the BBC Sport website and app. Here, 0-0. Best chance so far has gone United's way early on. Ahmad, left-footed shot from about 12 yards out. Well saved by Kepa in the Bournemouth goal. Here, the ball was with the man in the United goal, Onana. Good ball to the left. Nice down the line to pick out Fernandes. Early cross, looking for Xerxes, who struggled to get involved in the opening quarter of this game here. Bournemouth easily clear. Well challenged, well won in the midfield by Ugarte. Showed his strength, sends Ahmad on his way. Now, Ahmad checks in the midfield, looks up, short to Mainoo. Put Mainoo in a little bit of trouble there actually, but Ahmad receives it back. Ugarte will take over. 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. Live from Old Trafford, where the ball's played forwards towards Mainoo by Maguire, cut out by Bournemouth, and here come the visitors on the counter with Semenyo. Moved to the right, his final ball was poor, easily read and cut out that time by Mazraoui. Back to Darlow, all the way back to goalkeeper Onana, who kicks the ball high into the Sunday afternoon wind. Just the one goal then in the 2 o'clock game so far, and it's come at the King Power. All the others goalless. Earlier in the Scottish Premiership, ended goalless between Dundee United and Celtic, and here Bournemouth have been awarded a free kick inside the Manchester United half of the field.
He does well, doesn't he? Ryan Christie, 2 around him, uses his body. Is that wasted yet? Just that free kick, just push behind, and you don't really need that. But it's interesting, isn't it? The wind's obviously heavily going in Bournemouth's favour, putting Manchester United under pressure. Onana, whether he's brave enough to go and play out. I think I heard in the week against Spurs he did have an injury. He possibly wouldn't have started, but they were a bit concerned, and he's back here in goal, and whether he wants to take this on or play short, he decides to go over the top. Is that why maybe he doesn't take the risk because of the conditions?
And Manchester United, no disrespect to Altay Bayindir, because it's been said so many times, the role of a second choice goalkeeper is one of, if not the hardest in football, but he hardly set the world alight, did he, the other night, Altay Bayindir. Onana back in goal today. Darlow with the ball for Manchester United on the halfway line, works it to Mainoo. First time ball, nice 1-2 between Mainoo and Malacia. Xerxes takes over, ball forwards to Malacia. Was he caught as he made his way through the midfield? No, says referee Pawson, who was only a few yards away. That's a foul though by Maguire in the centre circle on Kluivert. Free kick Bournemouth. Home fans not happy because they wanted one 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there was one, but Harry Maguire desperately disappointed, putting his arms up, saying again he's not caught him, but you've got now mindset to go, well, okay, if he's going to give him, I've just got my hand on his back, stay tight, don't let Bournemouth have any momentum. I think that's the danger, and there's not much in it, but you give him a decision to make. This is what's happening. Bournemouth again start to rotate, move the ball around. I think that's the question marks of Manchester United when they haven't been good out of possession as a team. It's something they're working on.
Here come Bournemouth down the centre from that free kick with Kluivert, 30 yards out, takes it to the edge of the area, fancies a shot. Kluivert slipped as he tried to let fire with it, and it goes well wide of the target. The way I would summarise the opening 24 minutes of this game, lively but needs a goal. How would you summarise it, Michael Brown?
I think it needs some quality. Conditions aren't great, but it opens up here, and then as the space is there is a slip on an effort, tries to curl it near post possibly, but I think quality final third is something. Having the confidence now, Manchester United don't look confident doing this, playing from the back.
Not at all. Nearly caught out by the Bournemouth press again. Ahmad, first time ball to Mainu. Mainu turns into the form of Ryan Christie style traffic, and here come Bournemouth down their left, midway inside the United half with Kirkes. As Michael was saying there, the moment United played out from the back and the ball left Onana's boot, they didn't look comfortable, as Bournemouth go back to Kepa here, outside of his penalty area. Again, hearts in mouths from a Bournemouth perspective. He was so cool. Now, here come United, bursting forwards from halfway, picking out Ahmad. Ball in field to Mainu, who's yet to get going in this game so far. Looks rusty. Fernandez. Darlow takes over. He's got 4 ahead of him. Fernandez. Darlow once more. Edge of the area right side. He's going to go back to his captain, is he? No. Fernandez gets involved eventually. Ugarte on the scene too. His ball to the left to Martinez. A little bit poor. Loose. Martinez does well to keep it in.
Loose is the word, wasn't it? That's there. That pass is good. They've got the momentum.
United keep it. Keen to see how things change in the second half here, when obviously they swap ends and the wind's helping United instead. As Maguire comes forwards, ball out to the left to Malacia. Fernandez will take over. Is it one of those games from a Manchester United perspective where when the wind is against you, you think you just grind out the first half and get to half time?
Well, the conditions are bad. I think we've got to be sure of that, but this is Manchester United. I think they have to have more control than they've had so far. I think that's only fair. I expect them to do that as the rain just comes down now on top of it, make it a little bit worse. But conditions are what they are, you've got to deal with them.
Malacia down the left, first time cross, defended well, spins behind for the first corner of the game after bang on 26 minutes. It's gone in Manchester United's favour. I mentioned the clear blue skies earlier, we've still got them, but now we have got that fine rain falling and blowing throughout Old Trafford here. Corner to be taken from the Manchester United left. It's going to be an in-swinger. Bruno Fernandes spots it down. I was at Leeds yesterday where corners were almost impossible as the balls were being spotted up at Elland Road. This time it hasn't moved at Old Trafford. Fernandes with the delivery towards the near post. Bournemouth just about able to scramble it to the edge of the D. Ahmad picks up the ball, did well with the challenge, but then the backwards pass from Martinez to Mazraoui puts United on the back foot. Fernandes, ball forwards from the left. Quite sure what he was thinking, to be honest, as he swept the ball forwards, goes straight into the gloves of Kepa Arrizabalaga. 27 minutes gone, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 0, still Everton 0, Chelsea 0 on 5 Live, Fulham 0, Southampton 0 and Leicester 0, Wolves 1 on the BBC Sport website and app. Bournemouth inside their own half, back to Kepa once more, wearing all light blue, being charged down by Xerxes. Again, does well, completes the ball out. Christie to the left, that's a good ball, really good ball to find Semenyo. Takes it to the edge of the United area, cuts inside on his right foot, fancies a shot, good block Dalot, who stayed with him for minute 1 there, put in the block, ball ricochets back. Bournemouth have it with Zabani on the edge of the centre circle. Checks, looks up, sees what his options are. He's got one wide right of him in the form of Smith, running at Fernandez. Very, very confident, this Bournemouth team, when they have the ball at their feet. We mentioned earlier in the commentary, very slick, well-oiled team that Andoni Iraola has put together. Long down the right this time, Smith gives chase, challenge from Malacia. Was a foul from Malacia according to the well-placed assistant referee. Malacia not too happy. It needs a goal to lift the crowd, if anything, this game. I feel like I'm the only one talking.
Do you know what? It is what it is. I think both sides won't be over concerned. I think at this moment, just getting a look now as Smith darts down the line. Malacia coming really tight. There is any contact. Not much. It's not much. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just the referee literally, a metre away, on top of it, running with them. Did he need to give it?
He went sliding in, Malacia. Didn't get much of the ball, but didn't get much of Smith either. Either way, Bournemouth have a free kick, 19 yards from the corner flag, about as wide as you can get on the Bournemouth right.
With the wind like this, you just have to lend it into the area. You don't have to do too much, because the conditions, just drip in there and see what happens.
That's exactly what he does. Clips it in towards the 6 yards line and headed in. And Bournemouth have the lead. Header from a pinpoint delivery. In it goes. And having won 3-0 here last season, Bournemouth lead thanks to a Hyson header by a goal to nil at Old Trafford.
Again, a set piece against Manchester United. I talked about the type of delivery because in that area, you can just drift it in, you don't have to give it too much. And Heisen just comes across, just glances it, gets across his man, glances it, and it agonisingly waits as it just drifts into the far top corner. What a start for Bournemouth.
You said it just needed to be arced in well from the delivery. That's exactly what happened. Heisen beat Xerxes to the ball with his head. Heisen beating Xerxes. Xerxes had an awful start to this game. He's not been involved at all. Poor marking, wrong side of his man, flicked header, far corner. Bournemouth 1 up. Old Trafford falls silent apart from the away section.
And by the way, it goes back to a decision, does it not, on the line? And no wonder Manchester United will be disappointed with that. We're seeing replay after replay of that, which tells you everything. That people are certainly contesting that it wasn't even a foul, but that gets given, you have to deal with it. It's a good delivery but not a great one, but in those positions Xerxes got to go a bit tighter, but because the ball comes from a wider angle, all you just got to do is just glance it with the conditions, and he does that really well.
I would argue what was more soft, the decision to give the free kick or Xerxes' attempt to defend the ball into the penalty area as Bournemouth come forwards again here. Kluivert out to the right. Will Semenyo get there ahead of Martinez? No, he won't. Martinez will clear towards halfway. Xerxes gets there first ahead of his man this time and does well. He doesn't do well as he works the ball to Mainu in the midfield. Sells him about a yard short. Bournemouth intercept. Brilliant delivery by Christie, has to be said, from that free kick in the first place. And that's what separates the two teams. Free kick onto a head as Bournemouth come forwards again here. Shot from the edge of the area, well saved by Onana. Eva Nielsen acrobatically with the kick from inside the D, and Onana made a hash of that too.
It was like a straight ball. He's running through sort of 25 yards out, watching it as it goes over his shoulder. He takes it on his chest, and then it's almost like a side volley as he's falling to the floor. Great technique, straight at Onana. Brilliant to see. That's special, isn't it, when you see things like that in this league?
The moans and the complaints were for Onana and how long he was taking to distribute the ball. It's down the other end at the moment here as Darlow will give chase. Poor Bournemouth clearance. Ahmad, edge of the area. What can United do here? They've tested Kepa once, otherwise zilch going forwards. Ahmad down the right. He's got 3 around him, and that's what we're saying about how Bournemouth are so well organised, both defensively and going forwards down the other end. This time the ball spins behind for the second Manchester United corner of the game. Good
reaction from Manchester United. They've got to really keep this tempo on, keep the atmosphere up. Quality's got to be there now. Ahmed with this delivery, can he put it on point? Big moment.
32 gone, Bournemouth lead by a 1-0 at Old Trafford. What can Ahmad do here? In swinger from the Manchester United right. He's standing just in front of the travelling Bournemouth contingent. Delivery towards the near post, flicked on. Bournemouth clear to the edge of the area. Fernandez, ball back in towards the back post, headed towards goal. Xerxes was waiting, Ugarte's in there too. Bournemouth are able to clear towards Fernandez, 25 yards out. He gets clattered, but looked like he was looking for it. Free kick Manchester United all the same.
See, you used the word clattered and then I thought engineered.
Yes.
Straight away I knew when there was going to be some contact, he is going to win a foul. Look, he's laughing his head off, Bruno Fernandes. Kluivert disappointed. Martinez keeps it alive and puts it to the edge of the area, but oh wow.
Clumsy from Kluivert.
No. Look at his back left leg as he leaves it straightly. It's never a foul. He does it on purpose. He's very good at it. How does referees? That's 2 decisions now. I mean, to be fair, no one can argue if this goes in.
Well, Fernandez is standing over it, and so too Ahmad. The one thing you'd say in the defence of Fernandez is Kluivert gave the referee a decision to make, didn't he? It was a soft free kick that led to the Bournemouth goal.
This is at this level. What does he do? Not go tight because he's that player. That's what I'd say.
Soft free kick that led to the Bournemouth goal. Is it going to be a soft free kick that leads to a Manchester United equaliser here? 33.5 on the clock. Bournemouth leading 1-0. 25 yards out, just a smidgen to the left of centre. Bruno Fernandes, free kick hits the wall. Bournemouth clear first time, long downfield over halfway, and Onana will smother it. Poor from Fernandes that time. Onana switches things from right to left. Harry Maguire is still up there. Manages to keep the ball in play, links up well with Malacia. Malacia's away, down the left, in goes the early cross. Was that a foul on Malacia as he put in the cross? Yes, there's referee Craig Pawson, and Manchester United are going to have a free kick here, right by the corner flag, and a yellow card is shown to Adam Smith for the foul.
Yeah, it's one of those as you get to go across. What Smith does, he tries to just block it with his right foot, right? So he's stopping Malacia. It was a great piece of footwork by Harry Maguire, twice by the way. And as he gets into the area, have another look at it. All Smith is doing with his right leg is just trying to block it. But with his momentum, his back foot's already sliding. There's no real impact. It's a foul. He doesn't need to give the yellow card there, the official. It's just an honest challenge, and it wasn't where he cleans out with the left foot. It's a foul. Let's play. But now another opportunity, some good momentum here, some sustained pressure from Manchester United.
First yellow card of the game. Bruno Fernandes with the free kick, wide on the left, 6 yards from the byline. 7 red shirts to aim for. Fernandes with the delivery, headed sideways by Bournemouth, not really clear. Still work for them to do as Malacia makes a nuisance of himself and sees it behind for the latest Manchester United corner. Bruno Fernandes with the delivery. He keeps aiming for the near post, doesn't he? Every single time, whether it's from a corner or a free kick. Let's see what he does from this latest one. On the far side, the Manchester United left, swinging in towards the Bournemouth goal. Raises his right hand into the air. Short this time to Ahmad. Edge of the area. Looks to go back. Instead sends in the cross. Comes off a Bournemouth head. Put back in by Martinez. Cleared away by Bournemouth once more. Mazraoui's up there. Martinez with the cross. Xerxes with a flicked header. Can Maguire get there at the back post? No, he can't. Behind it goes for a goal kick. Better that time for Manchester United.
Yeah, Martinez does well. That left foot is in an unusual position right towards that right wing. Steps back on with his left foot. Swings it back in to try and keep it alive. And then there's a good little touch from Xerxes. I'm thinking, here we go. Harry Maguire back post. Good covering. All the way around as Kepa just sees it go out, but now they decide to go short, try to play. Great little ball into Christie, but Manchester United on the press.
Bournemouth lose it, playing out from the back. Ball with Mainu in the midfield, gives it to Mazraoui midway inside the half. Back into Mainu, challenged Bournemouth. Excellent defensive unit. That is late from Ugarte. That will be a yellow card, and he knows it as well. Throws his left arm into the air in frustration. No arguments that time, nailed on yellow.
Yeah, it was. Kluivert very quick, just as it looked like Manchester United were going to get some counter-attack changed, and then he drives into space just for a short pass, and at that point what do you do as a midfield player? You can't let him go through into that space. It's so dangerous. Bournemouth want to counter very, very quickly with pace, but it's an interesting game. It's been a good one, although we've not been spoilt on lots of chances. Been some good quality passing, movement and energy.
1-0 Bournemouth here on 5 Sports Extra. Smith is away down the Bournemouth right, digs out an early cross. United defend it well. Over on the BBC Sport website and app, Wolves have got a second at Leicester. Rodrigo Gomez has got it. Leicester 0, Wolves 2. Again, via the website and the app, that game with Rachel Corsi and Maz Faruqi. Ball in the United left back area here. Goes out for a Bournemouth throw this time. 8 minutes to go until half time. Have United done enough to convince you that an equaliser's coming before the break?
I think they've reacted. I think that's for certain. Have they created chances? They've got into some good positions, yes. But have they done enough in this first half of football? You'd have to say no. Yes, they're up against it condition-wise, but they're playing Bournemouth at home. They have to affect it more. Look at this. Look at where this free kick is now. Almost exactly the same. A metre in from the similar spot. Do you just go with it again? Do you just flick it in? I think you've got to, have you not?
Now, when I used the word clumsy earlier, you had a bit of a go. That was clumsy from Malacia.
Now, can you see the difference, though?
Yes.
Right, so that's me saying that's 100%. Don't get involved with that, especially in this position now, under pressure, set pieces which haven't been something you've been proud of defending-wise. But now, what type of cross? Do they do something different? Do they use the edge of the area? And I think fizz it right across and put the pressure on.
He speaks like he's engineered a free kick or two in his time, Michael Brown, doesn't he? With his
I knew where it was to go, but I just couldn't do it. I just bring the person in. What you need to do is this. Why did they do this?
Short free kick to the edge of the area and cleared away by Manchester United. It was something that Bournemouth had clearly tried to do on the training ground. That short free kick needs more work, is how I would sum that up. Long ball forward. Ahmad brings it down out of the air over his left shoulder. Ball just gone away from him. Had he brought it down, he'd have been clean through. Bournemouth will clear down their left. Ouattara lets it run. Ball will go out for a Manchester United throw. Right by their manager, Ruben Amorim. Food for thought so far, given what he's seen in the opening 39 minutes.
Why did Bournemouth not put that free kick in? It was like, oh, we've scored one from exact that position only 5 minutes ago, but we can't do that again. We'll try something different. That didn't work.
Again, without wanting to sound like Carol Kirkwood, a weather forecaster, it is a windy day. Just keep putting it on top of the keeper. As United play a through ball looking for the run of Xerxes. Kepa playing the role of sweeper. Out it goes for a throw on the halfway line.
Well, if I'm honest, I was waiting for your next weather comment because I felt like I was on a weather show, that's for certain. But you got it in, you've slid it in yet again. Has someone got a little wager of how many times you can mention the weather or conditions today? It is a good game so far, you know. There's other things. What about his touch and what about his runs?
There's a word that we use in Stoke-on-Trent called nesh, and it means you're scared of the cold. Well, it's kind of grained into me. Here's Fernandez cutting in from the left.
Good
ball,
there,
nice touch. Mazraoui, space to move into. Wide on the right is Dalot, edge of the area, running at the left back. Couple of step overs, left foot, nice to pick out Ahmad. 8 yards from the byline, rolls it back. Fernandez drags it wide. Fernandez with a clean shot on goal. Looked up, had time to line it up. He was going for the bottom corner, and the ball just went the wrong side of the post.
Dalot does well, and then as he comes to Ahmed, he gets his head up. I think he'd go 1-on-1, get his shot, but he doesn't. He's unselfish. Edge of the area, Fernandez just waiting. It's a great weighted pass. He comes onto it, you know, with that right foot, but instead of going the way it come from into that corner, which maybe the conditions would allowed, tries to check it back, pushes it wide. There was lots of bodies in front. I think that's why he snatched at it late, but really well worked.
Still Bournemouth lead by a 1-0 here on 5 Sports Extra. Getting better now though when it comes to chances in front of goal. Bournemouth do well in the midfield. United close them down. Mainu wins it. It's 3-on-2 here. Mainu goes alone. Fernandez will take over. Good save, and then Xerxes can't get there first to the rebound. The spin will keep the ball in play. Good save by Kepa initially to deny Fernandez. Attack still not over. Mainu to the byline, settles for a corner.
Big chance, really good play. And as he comes across, it's just 3-on-2, and he plays it to Bruno Fernandes, and he comes up with that right foot, thinking down that left channel, just coming across, thinking there you go, just slide it from Kobe Mainu into that far corner. But Kepa, strong left arm, sort of reads it, right height for him. Still a really good save, and you have to change direction.
Ahmad with the corner, in swinger from the right, across the 6 yards area, and headed wide somehow by Ugarte, who stands there with the hands on the back of his head. Just cleared away from in front of him.
Yeah, it's a corner. It's a corner. I'm just not sure if it's ricocheted wide, but it looks like it's almost is it Evan Nielsen? No, it's just wide.
Ugarte was waiting. Hyson just got there ahead of him to head it behind. Latest United corner. Ahmad with the deeper delivery this time, headed well wide of the target by Martinez. Goal kick to be taken by Kepa as we move into the final 2.5 minutes of the first half here. And like you were saying a few moments ago, when you're talking about responses, there has been one. The Manchester United chances starting to rack up.
Yeah, for certain. Good energy, good deliveries. But we need some more of it. We want control right throughout the pitch. I want to see those midfielders getting on it. Ugarte into Mainu, into Ahmed, but Bruno, not just on the counter-attack when they win it. I think I want control, either from the back, from build-up, right the way through. And that's something they've got to build on in the second half, but this now is a really important time for Bournemouth. Can they just get inside?
Good game now. Bournemouth leading by a 0-0. Manchester United, what have you got in response? We'll wait and see. Darlow waiting to take this latest Manchester United throw midway inside the Bournemouth half, right down below where we are here in this Bobby Charlton stand. Bournemouth come away with the ball from the throw. United win it back quickly. Good work Fernandez and then Martinez in the midfield area. Mainu under pressure straight away. Fernandez hits one and hits it just wide from about 30 yards out. He got it out of his feet. One touch, hit the shot wide of the target. For a second we thought the side of the net was going to bulge. In the end, he walks away a very frustrated man, the Manchester United captain.
Oh, what a strike. Kobe Mainu is like a number 10, just sets it off to him. He gets out of his feet, hits it so hard. It looks like it's flying towards the top corner. Kepa scrambling. It is wider than you think when you get another look, but real moment of quality. He's got such good technique when he gets into those positions, but must hit the target.
That's 3 chances for Bruno Fernandes now in the space of the last 3 minutes as United come forwards again. Malacia with more space to move into. Mainu will take over, moves into the penalty area, beats 2 men. He keeps on going, Mainu, beats a third, puts in the shot well wide of the target. Good determination for Mainu, 19 years of age, full of confidence. That time though, finishing the move off was just one ask too many.
Yeah, he was stumbling through, but the determination got him into some better positions, and just as he's on the floor, under pressure from Cliver, and then steps inside, tries a little nutmeg, and then as he's falling to the floor, tries to curl it far corner, but a slight slip and drifts well wide. But again, another opportunity for Manchester United. It's better, the momentum, but quality now. Can someone just get hold of it, get it down and do something different?
What is going on at the King Power? Wolves have got a third. Leicester 0, Wolves 3 over on the website and the app. 0-0 Fulham and Southampton, and over on 5 Live, Everton 0, Chelsea 0. United throw, level with the edge of the penalty area. 1 minute added on at the end of the first 45 here. United have it back in the midfield with Ugarte under pressure, moves it to the left. Malacia does well to drop his shoulder and avoid the challenge, but then turns into more traffic, and Bournemouth clear anywhere will do now as they look to protect this 1-0 lead going into half time. United have it inside their own half. Maguire to the left, Malacia, Fernandes makes the run ahead of him. He's closed down very quickly, Fernandes. As I mentioned a few moments ago, 3 late chances. He's not going to get one in this move because he's just been penalised that time for a foul on Tyler Adams, and that should be just about that for the first half here at Old Trafford. A half that took a while to get going. When it did, Bournemouth took the lead. Hyson heading in a Christie free kick. United with plenty of chances since that, mainly via their captain Bruno Fernandes. Ahmad with the first chance of the game, forcing a decent save from Kepa low down to his right, but as soon as Kepa takes this free kick, that should be just about that. The referee Craig Pawson looks at his watch. Half time, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 1. Michael Brown.
Well, I think you can hear the boos from the Manchester United supporters. They're not best pleased. I didn't think their side did enough, but I think they did some good things, good reaction, got into some good positions, but in that final third, that quality just didn't come. Full credit to Bournemouth. They moved them around. They started with real pace, tempo to set the tone at the start of the first half, and then some great runs, some great little interlink play, confident in possession, some runs from wide, and then with that delivery, yes, it shouldn't have been a free kick, but it was a good delivery from Christie, and then that header into the far post was the difference. So Bournemouth certainly had the control. Manchester United need to do better in the second.
I've just looked at the cameras as the teams were making their way down the tunnel. Cameras trained on Xerxes. Is the manager going to be thinking Højlund early in the second half because he's not been involved?
I think he'd have to look at that. I think why would he not? I think when you've got the substitutes that Manchester United have, you can get a reaction very quickly. You can make it and roll the dice almost, or try something. Can you get more attackers? They've got pace in the side right throughout and on the bench, so listen, they've got to do something. They've got to make sure they get a result in this game. This would be a real blow for the new regime if Manchester United to lose this.
We'll be back in about 12 or 13 minutes for the start of the second half. At the end of the first, it's Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 1. We'll now rejoin the team over on 5 Live for the half-time.
2 or 3 half-decent chances there, without being brilliant, but a little bit snappier. But a long way from the best that I've ever seen Chelsea playing this season. Having said that, it's a good distance from the best I've seen at Everton as well.
Stalemate at Goodison Park at half-time, the weekend before Christmas. Everton 0, Chelsea 0.
Do you know, Pat Nevin, I was thinking of saying that it was a well-timed chat about the importance of Jordan Pickford before the game, but then you could have that before pretty much any game.
Yeah, just about everyone. To be honest, again, he's made a good save, but he could have been sent off. I'm not saying I've given away a penalty there, but then he had to go and attack that ball. It's a tough one for goalkeepers. I stand by them in those situations. He also came out at one point where he completely and utterly misjudged it. Could make an argument there for the win causing that. But there's always something that happens when Jordan's around, but he certainly has had one good save so far. But if you look at a lot of the games recently with Everton, 0-0 is not an uncommon scoreline at half-time.
Yellow card, Steve, for dissent. That's been updated. It was initially given on the app as delaying the restart of the game, but it's a yellow card for dissent for Jordan Pickford.
OK, thank you both. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. What a first 45 minutes for the new Wolves manager, Vitor Pereira, at Leicester City. Incredible first half. Tom Gale.
Leicester 0, Wolves 3. Steve, Vitor Pereira's name being repeatedly sung from the away end. Guedes' hook shot after 19 minutes got things started. Rodrigo Gomez bundled home his first goal for the club after defender James Justin let a ball go which he could have easily cleared, and then Cunha's shot from a tight angle which beat Ward, who for me should have done better. Vardy had a strike cleared off the line at 2-0. 3 shots on target for the visitors. Boos from the home support on the half-time whistle, whereas Leicester 0, Wolves 3.
Big as it stands caveat here, but as it stands on Christmas Day, Bournemouth will be above Manchester City in the Premier League because, Mike Minor,
they are up to 5th as they are leading Manchester United by a goal to 0. Really enjoyable half of football. Plenty of press, plenty of attacks, some big chances too. The one that counts was Dean Howson flicking on a looping header from a free kick on the far side, and Nana was flat-footed and only a bystander. Mind you, looking at the replays, so was most of the Manchester United defence. United should be level though. Bruno Fernandes in the final 5 minutes of the first half, a host of chances, one dragged wide, one saved by Kepa, the third a flying shot outside the box just wide of the left-hand post. Players doing plenty of running in this game, it has to be said. It's bitterly cold, so trying to keep themselves warm, and it's making for a really good game of football. At the break, Bournemouth 3 points off the top 4. United 0, Bournemouth 1.
There's your Christmas music. That's what we've been waiting for. Half-time at the Cottage as well in the Premier League. Chris Wise.
Bit of Christmas music here as well to lift the spirits. Fulham 0, Southampton 0 at half-time. First Premier League game for Saints after Russell Martin's departure, and the one point of note is they are not trying to play out from the back anywhere near as much today as we've seen from Saints for most of their games this season. They're minimising the risk. They haven't got a great deal going forward, but maybe that's the sacrifice that's been needed. Fulham have had the chances, but they've been restricted to half chances. Harry Wilson taking the ball down on his thigh, a volley over from the edge of the box. Another chance for Alex Iwobi, a shot with a bit of fade on it that just drifted past at the left post of the returning Southampton goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. But at the break, Fulham 0, Southampton 0.
OK, there's a game getting underway in the next 10 minutes in the Championship. We'll be there. Gallagher Premiership as well. We'll talk that, and we'll be back at the PDC World Darts Championship. All of that, and our first visit of the afternoon to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs versus Liverpool coming up in full at 4:30. We'll do all of that after the news with Jill Mackenzie.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Germany's ambassador to the UK says there are questions about whether action should have been taken when a man, suspected of driving into crowds at a Christmas market, repeatedly posted Islamophobic comments online. 5 people died and 200 were injured in Magdeburg. Taleb al-Abdud Mohsen, who's originally from Saudi Arabia, has been charged with multiple murders and attempted murders. Peter Volter lives in Magdeburg and paid his respects at the market.
It's terrible, just terrible. And above all, based on what has been investigated so far, it's astonishing that this person was still there. This is actually a situation for the future where you have to say, check who comes here. Otherwise, we would never have thought that Magdeburg could be in the headlines like this.
For the second day in a row, the Pope's condemned Israeli strikes on Gaza as cruelty. The territory's civil defence agency says attacks by Israel overnight killed at least 28 people. Israel says it's been targeting Hamas and accused the Pope of having double standards. The Archbishop of York, Stephen Cottrell, says he could have handled things differently after the BBC found he twice reappointed a priest with a history of sexual abuse allegations as an area dean in Essex. Mr Cottrell was the Bishop of Chelmsford when David Tudor's contract was renewed. Stephen Cottrell's previously said he was deeply sorry that he'd not been able to act before Mr Tudor was suspended in 2019. David Tudor hasn't commented. The Bishop of Gloucester is Rachel Treweek.
We need to ask what will best enable us to keep survivors and victims at the centre, and how do we, in our leadership, enable, support and free the church to be the church and build community at local level.
And around 100 flights to and from Heathrow Airport have been cancelled because of strong winds. An estimated 15,000 people are affected. Ferry services have also been disrupted across the Irish Sea and along the Scottish coast.
In 2024, we were here for the sporty ones.
What was the first time you actually played it or watched it and thought, wow, what is this?
With the latest sport podcasts.
Yeah, we're all agreed on that.
Yeah.
Match of the Day Top 10.
He's best in the world in that position.
Game intelligence, isn't it? There's no one better than him.
Tailenders.
Do you get the same sensation we do, but cricket is upon us?
This is like the day before Christmas.
And Football Daily.
So many stories, so many narratives from this game.
He barely touched it. Ridiculous.
The best of 2024 is here. Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport
with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Half times in the Premier League: Everton 0, Chelsea 0, Fulham 0, Southampton 0, Leicester 0, Wolves 3 and Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 1. Second half commentary on the way on 5 Live, Sports Extra, the BBC Sport website and app of all 4 of those games. We'll get reaction shortly in the Scottish Premiership to the full-time score: Dundee United 0, Celtic 0 at the PDC World Darts. We've already heard on the programme from Luke Littler, and you should have a great afternoon ahead, James Gregg.
Yeah, we're midway through the afternoon session, Steve. We've had wins so far for the long-head Somerset boy Ryan Sill, the Latvian Madars Ramsar as well. On stage at the moment is the 23rd seed Joe Cullen and the Dutchman Vessel Neiman. The Bradfordian is a set-up. He's averaging well over 100. He nearly dunked out Luke Humphreys here 12 months back, so one to watch maybe this next week or so, should he get through here. Luke Littler will have an eye on Richie Edhouse and Ian White. They're last on this afternoon, but the big hitters are all this evening. Ross Smith, who won a big title actually earlier on in the year. Two-time world champion Gary Anderson getting his bid for a third Ali Pali crown underway as well. And the Belgian UK Open champion Dimitri van den Berg, Steve. It's only 3 p.m. on a Sunday, but it feels like it's 10 on a Saturday night.
One game in the Gallagher Premiership this afternoon about to get underway: Saracens, Northampton Saints. Adam Whitty.
This is a curious one, Steve, as it's the 2 best performing English teams in the Champions Cup, but domestically they're off the back of 2 straight defeats, each of them. 5th place Saracens won each of their European matches, but their loss to Newcastle 3 weeks ago in the Premiership was one of the biggest defeats in the league in the past decade. 4 changes for them. England hooker Theo Dan replaces another England hooker, Jamie Dorge. They could go 3rd with victory today. Defending champions Northampton are 8th. Their title defence stuttering somewhat. They'll hope their famous win in South Africa against the Bulls last week will help turn things around and give them a boost to catch the playoff chasing pack. England 9 Alex Mitchell makes his 100th league appearance. 5 changes for the Saints today. Kick-off a few minutes away at a cold, windy, pretty grim StoneX Stadium.
It's pretty much like that across the rest of the UK, I think. In the Championship, after seeing their 12-match unbeaten run end last weekend, West Brom look to start a new one at home to Bristol City. Aaron Paul.
Yeah, 3 points will be a welcome gift under the old proverbial tree this year for Albion fans. Plagued by draws this season, they'll be delighted that gaffer Carlos Corberán remains in position after he was touted as a potential Southampton replacement for Russell Martin. Albion are part of the playoff pack. A win and a 3-goal swing sees them back into the top 6. Styles and Grant drop out. John Swift and Mikey Johnston come in. McGuane and Twine come back into the starting 11 for visitors Bristol City. Fally Mayulu leads the line. Naki Wells misses out. I don't want to be a negative Norman, Steve, but this reeks of a draw.
You've seen West Brom before. Thank you very much, Aaron. Let's get more on Dundee United 0, Celtic 0 in the Scottish Premiership. So Celtic's lead's now 9 points. United stay 5th. They're 1 point behind Motherwell. Here's the Celtic boss, Brendan Rodgers.
You're always disappointed when you draw a game that you feel you should win. I thought that we arrived into all the areas that we wanted to often enough. We had obviously high percentage of the ball. Probably we didn't work the keeper enough. I felt that we had, especially first half, we get into some really good areas and either didn't arrive in the right moments or just didn't hit the target. So second half we were relentless in our game and stayed in the half, but just lacked that little bit of instinct to finish or just hesitate on our finishing. But the players gave everything. I think we had to make a lot of changes in the game. I think guys like Stephen Welsh coming in, Tony Ralston, who haven't played a great deal, but come in and were really secure in the game for us, done ever so well, but really sort of middle to final third of the pitch we just didn't do enough.
That's Brendan Rodgers. Elsewhere today, League 2 Fleetwood Town have sacked manager Charlie Adam after less than a year in the job. They've only won 1 of their last 11 league games. And in cricket, England have recalled Joe Root to the men's ODI squad for the Tour of India and the Champions Trophy. Unsurprisingly, Ben Stokes is going to miss out due to injury. Pace bowler Mark Wood is also in the squad following his recovery from injury. Second half commentaries on the way in the Premier League at 4:30 in full from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs versus Liverpool with correspondent John Murray and Clinton Morrison. Afternoon, both. both.
Yes, good afternoon. Everyone's full of festive cheer
Are they?
here. Yeah, very much so, with the prospect of what we might have later in the afternoon.
Well, you just don't know what to expect, Clinton, as we say time and time again. This is exactly the kind of game that Spurs might actually go and win.
Exactly. They're the most exciting team, I think, in the Premier League at the moment, because you don't know what to expect from Tottenham. So this could be anything. People are asking me coming into the ground, Crossy. This could be 5-4, 5-1. It could be anything. There'll be goals in this game, though. It'll be as good as the Chelsea game for sure.
We're going to hear John Murray from Ange Postecoglou a little bit later. He's been talking unsurprisingly about Fraser Forster this week after what happened in the Cup.
Yeah, we're just talking about it, and I know everyone has said since Thursday night that he's just not comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's not comfortable, but I was here on Thursday night. It came out of the blue. It was almost the only way that Manchester United had a way back into that match, and yet, I feel strongly. I think I said it on the night. If Son had not scored that goal from the corner, so if Spurs hadn't scored the fourth goal, I think a Manchester United third would have been inevitable. I think it would have gone 3-3. But I think, as well as Fraser Forster, there are a number of other interesting things about the team selection today. We don't know yet if Udogie is going to be fit. We think he probably is to play at left back, but if he's not, then who plays there? And I think similarly Liverpool in defence, because Andy Robertson's suspended for this match. So who will play at left back, because Tsimikas is back on the scene now, or will he go with Gomez, which would mean that Kwanzaa would be in central defence? And I think there's plenty to go out there for Tottenham.
I mean, there's 13 points between the two teams, Clinton, so I'm not trying to sort of compare them in that sense. But, one thing we have seen from Liverpool, which they might need to do again today, is show that without big names, they can still very much look like themselves.
Yeah, definitely. But they still got the majority of their big names and their star players that they've had for most of the seasons. But I think Liverpool are outstanding. I think Slot's done a brilliant job. They've got quality in the final third. That's the difference. If you can rotate the defence and the midfield, but the strikers, I think they're fantastic. Even if someone comes out, you got players that can come back. They got Diogo Jota, who's back. He scored a brilliant goal last week. So I think they got fantastic footballers, Liverpool. I think it's Liverpool's to lose, Crossy. I've come to that decision now.
What, the title?
Yeah, the title. I just look at it now and I think they're in fantastic form. I wouldn't rule out Arsenal. I would never rule out Arsenal, but
Chelsea?
I do think it's... Nah, not Chelsea, just not for me at the moment, unless, Crossy, they do brilliant business in January.
OK, well, I
Defensively.
think they tend to do some sort of business, so we'll see. Thank you very much, both. We'll be back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium from just after 4 o'clock to focus in on that game in more detail. Half-times in the Premier League then. Quick reminder, Fulham 0, Southampton 0, Leicester 0, Wolves 3. If you want commentary of either of those games, you can get it on the BBC Sport website and app. Bournemouth are leading at Manchester United at half-time. Full commentary of that one on 5 Sports Extra. Here on 5 Live, teams coming back out of the tunnel at Goodison Park. It's Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Pat Nevins with Ali Bruceport.
So yes, welcome back to Old Trafford. Half-time substitution being made by Manchester United. Lenny Yoro coming on to replace Tyrell Malacia, who did have a difficult first half, it has to be said. And Bournemouth are going to bring on Lewis Cook. So Lewis Cook coming on. And the man who's making way, Adam Smith, who got that yellow card in the first half, Michael Brown.
Yeah, interesting that changes happen so quickly. But I do get that for Manchester United. I think he found it a little bit tough, Malacia, at times, but now it's about Manchester United getting a control, getting a foothold in this game much earlier than they did in the first half.
We're back off and underway. Bournemouth leading as we start the second half here by 1-0. Given to them midway through the first half. Good header from Hyson, the centre half, up for a free kick. And that's what separates the two teams, despite Manchester United having plenty of chances at the end of the first half. So one change apiece at the break. I'll run through the two lineups for you in just a second. Good work by Mainu to win the ball back for United in the midfield here. United kicking from right to left, attacking the Stretford end in this second half. So as far as what that means for United, Lenny Yoro will go in at right wing back, Mazraoui. No, Lenny Yoro will go in right side
right side centre back. Yeah, Mazraoui go further out onto the right side of the wing back position. Dalot just switched across to the left, and straight replacement there for Cook for Smith. Not somewhere you'd expect Lewis Cook to be in at right full back, but no, I think he's got a bit of everything in his game. He's cool, he's calm, and he'll certainly want to defend it. But now it's open, isn't it? Started quickly.
Bournemouth go long. Onana comes to the edge of the area, doesn't get there ahead of Ivan Nielsen. He's backtracking here. Ivan Nielsen with the cross, defended only as far as Semenyo, whose shot is wild and wide, and it's so far wide it nearly goes out for a throw rather than a goal kick. But for a second there, Onana completely misjudged the situation on the edge of the area.
He did. It just held up in the wind. But what he did, he changed and waited and realised he couldn't get it. So then he adapted his position, Onana, let it go. Evan Nielsen just tried to pick out into the area. Semenyo coming across, Ouattara, but yeah, not really the quality.
Long ball forwards by United. Onana. I'll run through the two teams for you in just a second. Michael Brown and Lee Blakeman with you here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC, with Bournemouth leading by 1-0. Ball goes out for a throw, so United with Onana in goal, Yoro, Maguire and Martinez, the back three. Dalot is one of the wing backs, Mazraoui is the other, Ugarte and Mainu in the midfield. Then it's Ahmad and Fernandez behind Joshua Zirkzee, who struggled to get involved in the first 45. We'll see if he can do anything here in the second half, but it's Bournemouth on the attack here on the edge of the Manchester United D. United able to clear the ball into the midfield, but here come Bournemouth again with Ryan Christie. Excellent in the first half, picks up where he left off at the start of the second too. Ball spins behind, and Bournemouth have the first corner of this second half. They started well, they did so in the first half. Good tempo about their play, good control about their play, purpose in everything they do, whether it's moving forwards or going backwards. And Christie gets ready to take this first Bournemouth corner. Good piece of defending by Maguire in the first place. 3 minutes gone in the second half. A second here for Bournemouth, and Manchester United will be in all kinds of trouble. 50% win rate from Ruben Amorim's first 8 games in charge. Deep corner, very, very deep. Ivan Nielsen will do well to stop that going for a throw on the far side. He can't do that, and it's a throw in the right back area. So as far as Bournemouth are concerned, Kepa in goal, and then it's Zabani, Hyson and Kirkes, the back three. Cook has come into the side with Christie and Adams. Then it's Semenyo, Kluivert and Ouattara behind Ivan Nielsen, who very nearly made it 2-0 after Onana misjudged things on the edge of his area a few moments ago. Ball with Bournemouth on the halfway line here, and they play it to their right. Manchester United cut it out. Dalot, as Michael Brown said a few moments ago, switching from right wing back to left wing back. He'll take this throw, and as the minutes tick by, everything United do will start to be done more frantically and in more of a hurry. Darlow's long throw picks out Zirkzee on halfway, hooks it down, craning his right leg. Fernandez goes down on halfway. Referee Pawson happy for play to continue. Semenyo does well. Fernandez recovers. Semenyo comes away with the ball wide on the right. This near side as we look at things for Bournemouth. They settle for a throw. Clap of the hands from Andoni Iraola.
No wonder. Semenyo there, under pressure, brilliant. Then he gets his backside in, uses his strength, then a bit of skill. Kluivert coming across with a dink, but it's going to be interesting in the second half, because Manchester United will open up, they will go for it. Can Bournemouth cope, and what will the outcome?
Here come Bournemouth again. Ball over the top, takes a deflection before it can pick out Ivan Nielsen. Martinez clears sideways. Drops for Lenny Yoro on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Plays the 1-2 with Ugarte. Yoro does well to find Maino, who nearly runs into the referee, checks, goes back, and Manchester United will play their way out of trouble. That's a poor clearance though this time by Lenny Yoro, and it goes straight to Tyler Adams. Through ball, can Semenyo get on the end of this one? No, he can't. Guided back to Onana by Martinez, but again the crowd getting on the back of their goalkeeper, because the obvious ball was on Dalot on this near side, and he hesitates, he takes too long, and any chance United had of a quick attack has quickly elapsed. Ball downfield by Onana, straight over the top, through to Kepa.
Yeah, I understand that, but again, you played it out to your wing back, who's going to be heavily approached. What's the next pass? Certain times I say on you go and get the momentum started, but he's reacting on the bench. The manager's just turned round. Amorim said, we've got to change something. We'll see.
Ball loose on halfway, and Bournemouth have it once again with the man who's just come on, Lewis Cook. Semenyo, 4 goals for the season so far, 2 at home, 2 away. One of the home ones was against Manchester City in that win earlier this season. Bournemouth still have it on halfway. Hoyland's just been sent to warm up, as has Garnacho, and both
are now warm up. They're ready to go. I think he ran straight out to get them. That was the message.
Both of them taking their training vests off as they return to the Manchester United technical area, as the ball's played back to Onana here under pressure from Semenyo. Gives it to Lenny Yoro, who's being closed down by Ivan Nielsen. The wind still having a massive impact here at Old Trafford. Good pressure by Ahmad. Ball goes out for a Manchester United throw, conceded by Kirkes midway inside the Bournemouth half. Here they come. Hoyland and Garnacho. Garnacho coming back in for Manchester United. Hoyland just getting a long talking to from Ruben Amorim down below us here. And now Garnacho just having a swig of water, having a word with a member of the Manchester United coaching staff. And now a word with his manager, Ruben Amorim. Double substitution will be made by Manchester United during the next break in play. Here Onana with more hesitation at the back inside his own penalty area here, doesn't know whether to play it right or left, eventually gives the ball to Martinez, who's under all kinds of pressure from Semenyo. Back to Onana, virtually on the Manchester United goal line here. Took a while, but eventually United get it downfield. Ugarte, Mainu, Maguire, Mainu, one-touch football. Now Martinez, who's got space to move into. They had to be patient there. Is it going to pay off as Martinez goes driving over the halfway line? He's got Bruno Fernandes to his left here, the Manchester United captain. Picks him out. Dalot overlapping. He's picked out by Fernandes. Dalot on his right foot, cutting in from the left. He might fancy a shot here. Dalot doesn't connect with it well. Easily defended by Bournemouth. Clearance isn't great. Fernandes picks up the pieces. Martinez as Hoyland and Garnacho wait. Fernandes, edge of the area, wide on the left this near side as Manchester United attack the Stretford end. Cleared by Bournemouth, and Adams up towards Ivan Nielsen, who gets there first ahead of Yoro. Martinez dispossesses though, and now here's Mainu cutting in from the left. Not the greatest of passes in the world to pick out Dalot, but United keep possession. Fernandes. Early ball, Xerxes back to goal, edge of the area, heavy first touch. Christie intercepts, cleared. United have it back. Ugarte, Fernandes. Good spell this for United. Can they make it count? Fernandes with a nice 1-2. Switches things to the right. Ahmad looking for his third goal in the space of a week. On his left foot, he's got Ugarte overlapping, cuts inside, eventually picks Ugarte out. Now Mazraoui's up there, cross blocked, United corner. Excellent United move.
Yeah, great switches of play, some good runs. Started initially a little 1-2, was it? Kobe Mainu, Bruno Fernandes swept out to the right hand side, but he's those substitutions now. I thought they might have just waited for the set piece, but they've done it now. This is a brave move, isn't it? You're holding midfield player. Ugarte is the one who gets the ball back, who tries to dominate. He took that yellow card for certain, but you know the other one's a straight swap at the top, isn't it? Hoyland and Xerxes, but this one, Garnacho.
So Ugarte and Xerxes make way for Hoyland and Garnacho with 9 minutes gone in the second half. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 1. United with a corner in front of the Stretford end, an in-swinger to be taken by Ahmad over on the far side, hands on his hips, whips it in towards goal, and it's cleared away from the 6 yards area over the crossbar for another United corner. Anything could have happened there. It nearly dropped on the line for Martinez, just cleared away in the nick of time by, I think that was
Lewis Cook. Lewis Cook right underneath it. Good delivery, in swinging. It's hard to defend, lots of bodies in and around it. Martinez back post almost gets it.
Same again, Ahmad with an in-swinger in towards the 6 yards area. That came off a Bournemouth head. Did it? No, says referee Craig Pawson. It came off a United head, and it will be a Bournemouth goal kick. So shape-wise for United, double change. What are you thinking? As you said, one like for like.
Well, I just think the midfield area, instead of Bruno Fernandes being that one inside, Garnacho will do that job but wider. He just goes and joins the midfield, him and Kobe Mainu. So now you're 3 for 2 is the worry. But get Garnacho the ball, get Ahmed the ball, and then Hoyland will be that 9 at the front. So not a massive change, but it's certainly a more positive one when Bruno Fernandes goes inside to be your midfield 2.
Lively start to the second half here, but it's still Bournemouth who lead by a goal to 0. Semenyo switches play from right to left, finds Kirkes, a little bit of time and space. He's got Kluivert short, but Kirkes looking further forwards at the moment. He's got a run being made wide of him. Back to Kluivert, wearing shirt number 19. Ball out to the wide left area. United intercept, and Mainu will bring it clear. Up he goes to Ahmed, who tried to take it on the turn, ran out of space that time. Bournemouth throw on the halfway line. A reminder, this one of 4 games live for you across 5 Live, Sports Extra and the BBC Sport website, all getting underway at 2 over on 5 Live. Everton 0, Chelsea 0, with Pat Nevin and Alistair Bruce Ball. Fulham 0, Southampton 0 is one of the 2 games via the website and app, with Stephen Kelly and Mark Scott. And then also on the website and app, Leicester 0, Wolves 3, with Rachel Corsi and Maz Faruqi. Here Manchester United have the ball in the centre circle with Rasmus Højlund. Yoro will take over just inside the United half, and now Ahmad with space to move into down the right. Switches. Garnacho with a flicked header. Has it got enough on the flick to pick out Dalot? No, not quite. More frustration shown by the Manchester United supporters as the ball spins behind for a Bournemouth goal kick. They are getting there, United, in this game, slowly, but they are getting there, certainly since half-time.
Yeah, well, you knew that momentum, the weather, the conditions were going to lend itself to that, and they will go for it. I think, they've got players who can score goals, that's for certain, but they've got to start dominating. Manchester United supporters now are wanting Bournemouth to hurry up, to speed things up, but they're not going to, are they, when they're in the lead? Just getting a shot there. Mason Mount devastated again when he goes off and gets another injury. Somebody who works very hard. It's very unfortunate at the moment.
Just a few seats along from us, actually. Mason Mount sitting there with his gilet on, his black hat, just looking at his phone, taking in scores from elsewhere. I would assume he's had no luck since he's moved here at all, has he?
No luck. Not one bit. A really talented footballer. It just hasn't worked, and the disappointment on his face, as we've seen recently, but he will keep going, he'll keep fighting and get everything right. And I think sometimes supporters don't understand how hard he's working to get back, and such bad news for him.
Quote from Ruben Amorim earlier this week: Mason Mount will be out for some time after picking up that leg injury early in the game last Sunday at the Etihad. Bournemouth throw on their left on the halfway line here. The visitors still leading at Old Trafford by that one Hyson header to 0. United with some defending to do here. Maino does it and brings the ball away from their back 3. One trick too many, loses it. Evanilson with a short layoff, and Bournemouth will build again from the halfway line here. 3 changes made then already by Ruben Amorim. Casemiro, Anthony, Eriksson, all amongst the players on the bench, should he want to choose any of them. Bournemouth have it though. Kirkes, flicked ball out to the left. Ouattara's out there. Here's Adams. Adams once more, plays it to the left. Christie keeps it moving, edge of the area. Bournemouth on the attack here, 3 in the centre, and that is going to be a penalty. Late challenge going in by Mazraoui, bringing down Kluivert, and that is a nailed-on penalty given by referee Craig Pawson at Old Trafford.
Well, when you go with pace and tempo, you commit, and as a defender you've got to be so careful you don't leave that leg out. Craig Pawson very, very close to the incident, adamant that it was a penalty, thought about it and made the decision, but this is a big moment. He sees it on his chest, drives into the area under a little bit of a challenge, little step over, then a drag again, and then the challenge comes in. The foot wraps around and just catches him on the leg, and it's a strange decision that you want to commit, and just cleans his right leg out. Over he goes, and here we go, massive moment now.
Well, there's only going to be one person taking this Bournemouth penalty, and that will be Antoine Semenyo. Picked the ball up straight away. Bruno Fernandes is having a long discussion with referee Craig Pawson here. I don't know what he's discussing. When you look at it back, there can be no arguments. Nailed on penalty. The cliche is go to ground and you're asking for trouble in the penalty area. That's exactly what Mazraoui did. Semenyo's actually moved away here, and it's going to be Kluivert who's going to take this penalty here at Old Trafford. Big moment. Kluivert stands over the ball with Bournemouth leading 1-0 on the hour mark. A second here, and Bournemouth could be on their way to a second successive win at Old Trafford in as many seasons. They've been brilliant so far in this game. They've attacked well, they've defended superbly, and now Kluivert, who won the penalty, will take it and has the opportunity to make it 2-0. Kluivert, slow runner with his right foot, sends Onana the wrong way, and Bournemouth lead at Old Trafford by 2-0. Brilliant from Kluivert to win it, and then expertly dispatched.
Cool and calm. It's an absolute brilliant penalty under pressure. He just runs after those supporters to the right. No wonder they're cheering. 2-0 up at Manchester United. But he just looks so cool. He waited for the goalkeeper to fall to his left-hand side and sort of just flicked it up centrally. It's a wonderful penalty under pressure. Real good nerves, and just flicks it up into the top roof of the net. What a moment here at Manchester United.
Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 2. Just moments after Ruben Amorim had made a double change, bringing on Højlund and Garnacho. They got caught down the other end. Poor defending, really, really poor from Mazraoui. Kluivert got the better of him. Mazraoui went to ground, brought Kluivert down. Kluivert calm, cool and collected as he sent Onana the wrong way. And Bournemouth, who won here 3-0 last season, lead 2-0 here this. United go long down the centre straight away, looking for an instant response. They need 3 goals, otherwise they will spend Christmas in the bottom half of the table for the first time since 1989. That is the stat.
I'd read it, I'd seen it, I wasn't sure it was going to be delivered, but now they've got to react. He talked about things and moments and players stepping up. They're going to have to. This would be a big body blow for the new manager, the regime, etc.
Michael Brown clearly thinking I wasn't doing my homework there for a second, wasn't he? Really?
I knew you had it, just whether you could deliver it.
Fernandes plays the ball downfield. And then United lose it, and Semenyo picks out Ivan Nielsen down the centre. He's got Ouattara overlapping him here, Ivan Nielsen. He goes alone to the left of centre, through ball. Ouattara on the end of it, pulls it back. Semenyo, 3-0! What is happening at Old Trafford? Bournemouth are ripping Manchester United apart. Semenyo slides on his knees as he celebrates. Bournemouth won here 3-0 last season, lead here 3-0 this season with just over an hour gone. Listen to this for a scoreline. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3.
Wow, incredible moment here at Old Trafford. Evan Nielsen does so well. It looked like he was getting away himself, but under pressure from Fernandes, he waits, he was composed, and then he slides a lovely pass. The runs were good, the timing, and then from that left-hand side, it was pulled back. Semenyo just comes forward and sweeps it in with that left foot right to the bottom of the net. But it was a brilliant, well-worked goal. Manchester United all over the place. Transition weren't tight enough. Kobbie Mainoo didn't really get it away, but then they were brave. Then they wanted to make runs into key areas, and then the timing. And it's Bruno Fernandes gets done. He's got to be tighter when it's the overlap, and it is good. But the pull back, thinks Ouattara, Semenyo, fantastic goal.
Wow. Old Trafford is absolutely shell-shocked, apart from that small section of travelling Bournemouth fans in the corner away to our right. Manchester United trail by 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, and now look, for the first real time, you have to say, under Ruben Amorim, all over the place. The ball's high in the United half, and trust me, watching this game, you would not back against a fourth for Bournemouth. Højlund's won it in the midfield though, feeds through Garnacho with a chance, and he side foots it straight at Kepa. Was he caught as he let fly with the shot? Doesn't appeal for the penalty. Made that far easier for Kepa than he should have done.
That's a great run. They fancied him with the pace, the quality that Garnacho has. Did well initially, Højlund, and a great sliding pass. Timing was excellent, and he drives forward in front of Kepa. You can see Lewis Cook doing everything to try and put him off, to try and nudge him, but it wasn't convincing. Kepa dives left, read it all the way.
Wasn't convincing. The story, I mean, how long do you want to go back with Manchester United? Certainly the story of this game, they've huffed and they've puffed, but they've just looked like a side more and more frustrated as the minutes have ticked by. Bournemouth throw on the halfway line, taken by Cook as the visitors come forwards here with Kluivert looking for a fourth. Was he blocked off? No, says referee Pawson. United try and clear via Mainu. Eventually they do. That's surely a late challenge going in on Bruno Fernandes by Semenyo. Be a free kick and nothing more, says Craig Pawson, as Semenyo helps the Manchester United captain to his feet.
Listen, there's contact, but I think he wants a little bit more than really was ever going to be expected. Bruno Fernandes just got to get up, get on with it. He's normally the one who sets an example, drives his team forward. I've been really impressed with him at times this season. He's got to try and get hold of it. He's got the ability to do it. But once they made that change, they did say there would be light in that midfield area. As soon as that ball was in transition, they did struggle. They didn't have enough cover.
United, as they try and scrap their way forward, looking more and more like a desperate team, out of ideas, as Ivan Nielsen comes untracked out of nowhere, trying to chase down a loose ball back to Onana, who recovers well, sends Lenny Yoro on his way. He goes back to his keeper, who ends up just hoofing it downfield. That's a foul on Ahmad, surely. Referee Pawson says no. Højlund picks up the ball, runs into 3 Bournemouth players, and it's back with Kepa down the other end. Kepa goes long. Mazraoui wins that header cleanly. Game when United had a little bit of momentum, all turning on that Mazraoui foul on Kluivert, which led to the penalty for the second goal, and then just after that Bournemouth making it 3 via Semenyo. United coming forwards here. Fernandes, ball in, chance for Garnacho, taken off his head just in time by Zabani. Manchester United corner.
Yeah, good cross. Everybody was piling in. Zabani just getting right in the right position, edge of the 6-yard area. They're trying to drive forward, trying to stay together. That's the first time really I've seen Bournemouth's line, the back four disjointed. It wasn't all together, but luckily it was cleared away now. Concentration levels have got to be key for Bournemouth.
Ahmad with an away swinging corner from this near side in front of the Stretford end, doesn't clear the first man. They're going to need a couple of chances to get this clear though, Bournemouth. They get them, and here they come with Adams on the counter. Can Bournemouth score at Old Trafford from a Manchester United corner? Adams forced to check. United get numbers back. Bournemouth still have the ball with Christie. And now Hyson, who scored that first Bournemouth goal in the first half, which seems like ages away, and Hyson's allowed to run and run as he gives it to Ouattara, left side of the penalty area. Bournemouth looking for a fourth here. United desperately try and scramble it clear. Bournemouth still have it. Cross goes in. Martinez facing his own goal, clears on the turn. That's handball by Kluivert. Manchester United free kick.
Yeah, it was. It was a strange clearance by Martinez, but as it hits him, Kluivert sort of bounces up and just hits his arm. Referee said straight away.
Quick early free kick from United. Garnacho on the turn, gives it to Dalot, edge of the area left side, cutting in, gives it to Højlund with the shot. Good save. Kepa at full stretch, fingertips away to his left.
Yeah, great move. Dalot coming in from that left hand side, flicks it into Højlund, hits it really early, left footed across the goalkeeper. Strong hand. Really good save down to the left-hand side. This game's got everything now.
Quick corner, too quick for Craig Pawson's liking, and Mazraoui protests as if to say, what is your problem? We are a desperate team in a hurry.
Oh, why has he done that? Let's just play. Let's get it end to end. This is what we want. Because it's going to keep going, isn't it, now?
Unal, who scored for Bournemouth against West Ham on Monday night, getting ready to come on, in swinging corner from Ahmad. 20 minutes to go. Bournemouth lead 3-0 at Old Trafford. Ahmad's corner, in it goes, cleared away, only as far as Fernandes. Shot gets blocked by Christie and knocks him completely off his feet.
Where's that hit him? Where's that hit him? This is interesting for me.
It's hit his body, hasn't it? It certainly hasn't hit him in the head, and that's why there's so many protests from Manchester United players and fans alike. Christie, it's taken the air out of him because he threw his body at a fierce Fernandes shot. But the protest is, why are you stopping when we've got the ball? It's not a head injury.
Yeah, no, but it was hit like a rocket, was it not? Towards him. He went down. Referee's just deciding to have a little look, make sure everything's all right, but he flies towards it. He's hit him right in the mid-belly. Winded him for certain, but yeah, could he have carried on? Possibly. But you know, the official, you can't really take much risk. And on certain ones you can go right. Listen, he's obviously bought it on that. He's given the benefit of the doubt.
Change up top for Bournemouth. Ivan Nielsen, who played a key role in their third goal here, being replaced by Enis Unal. He is the man coming on for Bournemouth with 19 minutes to go. plus stoppage time. So a chance to draw breath for a second and remind you that elsewhere on 5 Live, Everton 0, Chelsea 0, with Tottenham Liverpool to come at 4:30, and on the website and the app, Fulham 0, Southampton 0. That sounds thrill a minute, doesn't it? And it's Leicester 0, Wolves 3 at the King Power. Here the game is back underway. Martinez has it, charged down by Semenyo. United throw on their left, midway inside the Bournemouth half. A great tempo to the game. Manchester United though with a lot of work to do here. Dalot up to Højlund, back out to Dalot. Garnacho takes over with 2 Bournemouth players for company. They win that battle, ball spins out for a throw. Dalot takes it quickly. Fernandez arrives on the scene left side of the penalty area, stopped by Zabarnyi. Cook with work to do in the right back area, doesn't do a very good job. Dalot tries to play the ball in field via a ricochet, picks out Højlund, but Bournemouth defending so well in their numbers, able to clear the ball out for another throw into the home team.
Do you know what they're doing as well though? They're not just panicking. They're playing where they can, and then obviously that last one went, but no full credit to Manchester United now are emptying that midfield. They're just relying on the wide positions. Ahmed, Garnacho, Dalot getting forward, so the counter attack is on. But
Mainu from the throw, beats 2 men, moves into the area left side, strong challenge goes in on him by Christie. It was a fair one. It's a corner.
Oh wow, he's been very brave in the penalty area. He just come right across, clean Mainu out. They go quick.
Short corner, quick corner. Garnacho with a delivery, punched away by Kepa. Could have caught it, but he was taking no chances. Mazraoui guides the ball with his head from the centre of the field to the left. Garnacho, Fernandez with the overlap, edge of the area, cuts inside on his right foot, back out onto his left. Fernandez with a low delivery. Chance for Ahmad, puts it wide from the edge of the area, running onto it, bit like he was in the first half, but got more power in this one. Misses the target.
Yeah, he's got to hit the target. He's been playing very well, we know that. Top of his game, really confident. Bruno Fernandes, brilliant. A little fake, then a chop to the edge of the area. He comes forward, right on the edge, central, 18 yards out, just to sweep it in the top corner. It's well wide, and he's got to do much better, but at least they're going for it. At least they're trying, Manchester United, to come back, but Bournemouth just look clinical.
17 minutes to go here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. If you've just joined us, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3 in a repeat of the shock scoreline in this fixture from last season. We were saying earlier, given the way Bournemouth have been playing, unbeaten in 4, 3 wins in that run as well, should it be considered a shock? They started the day 8th, United 13th, but 3-0 up for the second season in a row at Old Trafford. Wow. United pick up the loose ball in the midfield with Mainu inside his own half. Fernandez, United in a hurry. They need a goal soon, and they're not going to get one like that with Fernandez and Garnacho not just not on the same page, they weren't even reading the same book that time.
No, I think there Bruno Fernandes has to just sort of go, I'll own that, rather than the young player. Because it looked between and that it was like, was it your fault, as he puts his arm up? Just a little body language thing, just one of those go, do you know what, I can take that, I should have done better. But now they're having a go, aren't they, to try and get back, but Bournemouth fighting, they've got such a lead and it's getting a bit scrappy now. I'm not sure that's a foul either.
Bournemouth free kick inside their own half. They are having a go, but whether you're playing Premier League football or Sunday morning football, it can't take conceding 3 goals to make you have a go. United, for large parts of the first half and certainly in the opening minutes of the second, very much second best, very much half asleep.
And you've seen that control. The start of the second half, I thought, here we go, what's going to happen? But wow, some big decisions, big moments, and again, player error at times when you make a decision, when you commit, give penalties away, it does change the outcome.
Here come Bournemouth again. Unal to Ouattara, who was just caught offside. Looking at the live Premier League table, Bournemouth will be 5th at Christmas on 28 points, ahead of Aston Villa, Manchester City, Newcastle, Tottenham, Manchester United. What a season the club from the south coast are having under Andoni Iraola. Ball high on halfway, Bournemouth send it forwards, Maguire goes up for the header, ball spins loose, Semenyo, the scorer of the 3rd goal, Tries to send Tyler Adams on his way. Adams with the flick. Kluivert gives chase. Gets there ahead of Onana, who recovers just about as Kluivert tried to take it around Onana. Onana just about was able to smother.
Yeah, the back pass there. But how quick was Kluivert? Onana recovered. It looked like he'd gone past him, but good work there from Fernandes. But they just keep getting countered so quick.
Philip Billing getting ready to come on for Bournemouth as Fernandes comes forwards for United. Edge of the area. Garnacho will take over. Højlund's waiting, but Garnacho can't get the cross away. More good Bournemouth defending. Yet another Manchester United corner.
Yeah, the defending's real high quality as he recovers. Garnacho using that pace, trying to get him behind. Fernandes, just a reverse pass, very good, and he just couldn't get out of his feet.
Fernandes with an in-swinger in front of the Stretford end. 13 minutes to go. Fernandes with the delivery. Doesn't clear the first man again. Easy header away by Bournemouth. Garnacho has it. Level with the edge of the centre circle. Switches things from left to right. Ahmad. Back to Garnacho. Sideways. They need to go forwards and they need to do it quickly. Fernandes. Ball forwards. Maguire couldn't quite get the flick that he was looking for. Semenyo's able to clear. Anywhere will do. Bournemouth happy to protect the 3-0 lead that they've been able to establish here. And the Bournemouth fans away to our right in the away end just look on with smiles on their faces. Philip Billing coming on here. He is going to replace Justin Kluivert, the man who won and scored the penalty for Bournemouth second.
Really good performance. I think he drifted into the game at times in the first half with real quality, but then in that second half he was making a difference, brought a touch of class at the top of the pitch for Bournemouth. And people just tuning in or people watching this result, this is going to send huge negativity around Manchester United, and finally take note for a wonderful first half of the season from Bournemouth to be in the position as if you've just mentioned. That's some turnaround.
And as ever, whenever Manchester United lose a game these days, there's a massive post-mortem, and no doubt we'll have the latest one post-match as well. But let's not take the headlines away from Bournemouth, who have been absolutely superb, as Billing sends Ouattara on his way here. Sliding in is Mazraoui. Clearance reaches its intended target, and Mainoo will bring the ball away with a nice 1-2 with Ahmad for Manchester United. Mainoo plays it forwards. Poor final pass. Can it be recovered by Højlund? Yes. Nice drop of the shoulder. Finds himself half a yard. Gives it to Dalot. Garnacho with the overlapping run. In from the left. Cross goes in. Kepa says, leave it to me. And he takes control.
Yeah, he does. Good move from Manchester United down on that right hand side. A couple of passes and then they were away. Switched out. Garnacho with all the space, tries to use that outside of that right foot. Just to our left hand side, you can see Mason Mount and other players who are not playing and involved are walking down, thinking what's going to happen here. This is going to be really interesting, the last 10-12 minutes of this game.
Well, I tell you what, you're saying look to our left at those leaving. Look all around us. It is a mass exodus here at the moment. Loads of Manchester United supporters have seen enough, and you can't blame them either. Freezing cold Sunday afternoon, and it has been another dismal home display for Manchester United at Old Trafford.
I can't imagine those Bournemouth fans wanting to leave here witnessing this. They won't believe it, will they?
No. 11 minutes to go. They'll want many more. Fernandes gives it to Højlund. Game's not over yet. Højlund with space to move into, shoots from the edge of the area, drags it wide, and that's been the story of Manchester United's game. When they have got into good positions, they have not made the most of them at all.
Again, lots of bodies forward, space ahead, but Højlund, as he opens up, thinking, here we go. Can you do it? They're playing really nice football, actually. Wonderful turn. Again, the one I mentioned, Bruno Fernandes involved with everything. Reverse pass, and then there was a 2v1 situation. He could have slided. Garnacho in, hits it. Really strong effort. Just pulls it to Kepa's left-hand side. Again, top of the pitch, hit the target.
I keep watching Ruben Amorim. He looks more and more frustrated, more and more angered. He must be thinking, what have I let myself in for here? As here come Bournemouth to the edge of the area. Chance for 4. Shot goes wide that time from Kirkez at the bottom corner. It didn't look far away to me.
No, it was well wide. We got a big ooh from the Bournemouth supporters up to our right hand side. They were almost in dreamland. Billing getting on the ball. Semenyo had a bit of luck really as it opened, but then Ahmed's got to go with Kirkes and hits it well, strikes it near post with power, but not good enough.
He's had a great impact, Billing. He's only been on the pitch for 4 or 5 minutes. United lose the ball in the midfield and Bournemouth have it back. Kirkes, who went close-ish. If you listen to mine and Michael's summary of that shot a few moments ago, he has it. Ball work to the right to Cook. Semenyo flicks the ball on. Maguire will clear sideways with his head.
It looked brilliant. It looked brilliant. Then we've seen it again because you're like, surely this move's good. It's not going to be another one.
Here comes Fernandes down the left. Keeps it. Picks out Garnacho, turns one way, then the other, gives it to Ahmad, might fancy a shot, goes past 2 players, Ahmad still going, doesn't shoot, gives it to Fernandes inside the area, cross blocked, it's another corner to Manchester United. They can have all the corners they want. This is their 8th of the second half. They need to make one count because it's been a constant story as Lenny Yoro comes bursting forwards out of nowhere. He's annoyed at Kepa for not giving the ball back so that United can take the corner.
I think he's given a yellow card as well on Kepa.
Quick corner, short corner, given to Garnacho. Garnacho will tee up Ahmad on his left foot inside the D, and not for the first time this afternoon. Ahmad some way off target.
No, that ball was so far over. It's not one for him, has it? Ahmad, 3 chances on that left foot. First 2 were really close, but on that, it's open, it's free. The finishing has been dreadful today from Manchester United after creating opportunities. I think that's what we have to say here. For all that they haven't controlled the whole game, they've still created enough opportunities to have scored several goals, and it's Bournemouth who've taken them chances and looked really calm and cool in possession.
Well, over the PA, they've just announced, I didn't get the exact figure, but the attendance was just over 73,000 in total. There are not 73,000 inside this ground now. Manchester United have it with Ahmad inside his own half. 7 minutes to go. If you have just joined us here on 5 Sports Extra, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. Elsewhere, Leicester 0, Wolves 3, goalless Everton, Chelsea and Fulham, Southampton, with Tottenham, Liverpool to come on 5 Live at 4:30 with Clinton Morrison and John Murray. Ahmad cutting in from the right on his left foot, beats one man, keeps on going. It's a great run this from Ahmad, tees up Garnacho, he keeps going, Darlow into the area, crossed in towards the back post, one United player slips, goes to ground, cleared by Bournemouth. Fernandes has it back, centre of the Bournemouth half. Garnacho. They keep huffing and puffing and looking good going forwards as Højlund sends it in, but every single time they do get into a good position, it's easier than it should be for Kepa Arrizabalaga as he just falls on that low cross.
Well, that's the problem, is Højlund's the one on the left hand side crossing the ball. The last one, Mazraoui, coming right across from that far side. He's trying to make the penalty area, make the box, fair play to him, but whatever happens, he's still going to look back and say, why did he dive? Why did he commit to that penalty? But Kepa's looked comfortable.
Ruben Amorim with work to do. This will be the 4th defeat from his 9 games in charge. And as we mentioned a few moments ago, the first time Manchester United will have been in the bottom half at Christmas since the 89-90 season. Miserable days at Old Trafford, highlighted by the fact that nearly half of the home support have left the stadium already, with over 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. United passing the ball around, but all inside their own penalty area at the moment. It's with the man wearing all purple, Andre Onana. No chance with any of the goals, by the way. Hasn't looked at his most convincing when distributing the ball. Let's see what he can do here. Anywhere will do. Long up towards Højlund, who came on as a second half substitute. Xerxes started earlier, he had no impact. Højlund's tried, but similar story. Ahmad down the right on the attack. Mazraoui back to Ahmad, left foot, switches, looking for Dallow. Bournemouth intercept. Pieces will be picked up this time by Martinez. Bournemouth with everybody bar Unal back behind the ball. Martinez, Fernandes on the turn, edge of the area, gives it to Garnacho. Can he get it out of his feet? Here's a chance now for Mazraoui, who hits it into row double Z of the Stretford end.
I think that was being kind to him. Double Z of what, the first time or the second time? He's run a lot of distance to get into those positions the last 5 or 6 minutes, but after good work, getting to good positions. Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho sets it up for him perfect. Takes a touch, just use the far corner. You taught that as a youngster, just pass it into the net, guide it with your left foot. It goes for power. Really, really poor as it flies over the bar.
Look at United's next fixtures. Wolves away, the 5:30 on Boxing Day. Wolves, who are leading with their new manager at Leicester by 3-0, by the way. Then they're at home to Newcastle on Monday the 30th. That's no gimme. Then they're away at Liverpool, and then they're away to Arsenal in the FA Cup third round. The tough fixtures keep on coming for Ruben Amorim here. He needs reinforcements in the January transfer window. No two ways about it. What's he going to be able to do with his team behind the scenes? We'll wait and see. But this has been another miserable day for the home team at Old Trafford. Dalot inside his own half. We've got 3.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. 3 goals going to lead to another 3 points for Bournemouth. 4 wins in 5 in the Premier League, unless Manchester United can muster up some kind of Christmas miracle in the closing seconds here. Maguire still no further forwards than Martinez was a few moments ago with Dalot. Here is Martinez. Goalless elsewhere on the 5 Live and BBC Sport Network between Everton, Chelsea and Fulham and Southampton. Wolves still leading 3-0 as United go long down the left. Dalot will give chase. Behind it goes, seen behind by Kepa for a goal kick. What is your overriding takeaway from this game? Bournemouth brilliant or United shocking?
I think a bit of both at times. I think I've got to give Bournemouth credit for the composure, the way they've gone about the game. They've stuck to the game plan, stuck to the structure, defended in good numbers, and the work ethic for each other was really, really good. And they've had quality. They've had an understanding of what's needed, unselfish, and they've just stuck at it. And do you know what? They've got what they deserved. Manchester United haven't controlled it. I said straight away in the middle of the pitch, they've got to control the whole game from back to front. Although they were creating chances, collectively it didn't look like they were together. I think that's something the manager's got to try and implement very quickly, but 6 changes every single game is going to take time.
David Brooks and James Hill, the 2 players being brought on by Bournemouth here. The scorer of their third, Antoine Semenyo, will be one of the 2 to leave. Standing ovation, great ovation from the corner away to our right for Semenyo. Brooks comes on for him, and then Hill will replace the man who came in at the start of this game, Tyler Adams, for the final 90 seconds plus stoppage time. With the scoreline, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3, as we reiterate. Tottenham Liverpool to come on 5 Live, and then tomorrow night this game I'm sure will be one of the key focuses of the Monday Night Club, with Kelly Cates, Theo Walcott, Chris Sutton and Rory Smith. Ball cleared sideways by Lenny Yoro, out for a Bournemouth throw, level with the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. I think we can now officially say game well and truly gone from a Manchester United perspective. Cook to take this throw. Into the final minute we go. Old Trafford, I mean, it's silent because half of the home supporters have left, but I think they've just been stunned by what they've seen. Bournemouth have been, as we mentioned earlier, so clinical, not just when it comes to the way they've taken the chances and the way they've attacked, but the way they've worked as a unit to get back, defend, chase down every loose ball. As Manchester United are awarded a free kick, fans wanted play to continue. Yeah,
listen, he could have played advantage, that's for certain, but you're not saying this lightly. When we look around this stadium,
it's empty.
Wow, the amount of people that have left Old Trafford is incredible.
The way I can describe it is in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. You will have seen it on the TV if you're not been to Old Trafford. It says Manchester United in white seats amongst the red ones. You can see it, say Manchester United opposite where we are, very, very clearly. That many people have gone. I'm sitting here thinking this is going to be a doddle to get off the car park. Normally you have to wait about 45 minutes. 5 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 here. Lenny Yoro has it inside his own half. 5 minutes to find 3 goals. Even the most optimistic of Manchester United supporters will know that is very, very unlikely to happen. Garnacho has it on the halfway line. Since that big win at the Etihad 7 days ago. Manchester United have conceded 7 times in 2 games as Brooks comes forward here looking for a fourth. He's still going here. Can Bournemouth put the icing on the Christmas cake? Not this time, because it's cleared away by Manchester United. Hoyland wrestled to the ground. That'll no doubt be a yellow card for Hyson, who scored Bournemouth's first goal, and indeed it is. But he won't be completely bothered as long as he goes into Christmas with 3 points and another clean sheet.
I think the point is, the only time you're looking at this time of year of cautions is when it accumulates into a ban. A few people will take Boxing Day off. Some people say that's a certain planned event.
Is it?
It can be. I'm sure it can be, Lee. Not anymore.
Was it?
Maybe a few years ago, possibly. Listen, this is like this result for Bournemouth. What it does for them to put them into that position. All of a sudden they go into a January, like, people want to go there.
Yeah.
Let me have some of that.
Ahmad, Bournemouth 5th in the live Premier League table going into Christmas. Absolutely brilliant. Here's Garnacho moving into the area left side. Can he get one back here? Low ball in. Lenny Yoro with the shot, blocked on the line. Can Maguire get one away? Goes to ground. Ahmad's in the area. Eventually it gets cleared away, and that is the story of Manchester United's day. Another good position, this time for Lenny Yoro. Cleared away from the goal line by Bournemouth, and still United yet to score this afternoon. Mainu. Mizraoui. Would have been scrappy, would have been a consolation. They couldn't even get one of those. Fernandez, edge of the area right side. Ahmad is over there on his left foot. Can Mainu take over? No, because Bournemouth are just
they're all there,
aren't
they? They're just all banked in. They're all waiting to say okay, and the next one, fighting for everything.
United lose it, and now here come Bournemouth on the counter as they burst forwards looking for a 4th goal here. They've got 4 forwards as United jog back. Cook, ball back to Hill. We've got 2.5 minutes of stoppage time still to play here.
What a run from Brooks, right through the middle, and he's thinking, I'm going to get this, I've got a chance to get on the score sheet. Christie says no thank you, we're just going to keep it, trying to sustain these last few moments.
If you're a Manchester United player, you're being olayed at Old Trafford by the Bournemouth supporters. As Ouattara moves into the area, here's a chance as Bournemouth look to make it 4. Shot blocked from the edge of the area as Unal tried to get his name on the score sheet. Christie runs into trouble, and now United will bring the ball over halfway. Ahmad looking for a consolation, slows down.
Tackle,
great tackle.
Way. I mean, I think that just sums it up, doesn't it? About work rate, like teamwork. He ran all the way back, Tara. Brilliant challenge. Like, that's something me as a supporter or a former player or a player looking and say, this is team, this is about us today, and this is what it's been. Absolute brilliant performance at the end from Bournemouth.
It's interesting what you just said, actually. All the talk going into the January transfer window is about who Manchester United are going to bring in to try and just sort this awful situation out. Bournemouth, a very, very attractive team to go and play for as they look to get a 4th here. Brooks cutting in from the right, tried the 1-2. That was a block by Martinez, wasn't it? No, says Craig Pawson, as Bournemouth look to get a second penalty.
You have another look at it. It's right inside the boxes, you know. It's right on the edge of the area.
It's in the area. Brooks stays down.
Will they have a look at that?
We'll see. Play continues. Ball hasn't gone dead yet. Brooks is back on his feet as we move into the final minute of the 5. Looks like check is over. Manchester United may be getting away with one there. Lenny Yoro has it inside his own half. Manchester United heading for back-to-back defeats going into the Christmas period in League and Cup. 4-3 at Tottenham on Thursday, 3-0 here this afternoon. Just seeing out time now. Another embarrassing day at Old Trafford as the ball goes behind for a Manchester United corner for what it is worth. If you're a Manchester United player with pride and you're being allayed by the away supporters at Old Trafford, that's got to hurt, and hurt big time.
It's going to hurt, but there's nothing you can do about it now other than keep driving forward, try and get a goal, try and get some sort of consolation from it. It's too late, unfortunately. They just haven't showed enough, and there's been a classic away performance where they've just been picked off.
From the corner, it finds Fernandez. Shot all the way through, watched all the way by Kepa. There is the final whistle. Manchester United in the bottom half of the Premier League table at Christmas, and boos ring around from those left inside Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. Hyson headed in a free kick on the 29th minute to give Bournemouth a lead, which they took 1-0 going into half-time. The turning point in the second half was the penalty. Mazraoui bringing down Kluivert. Kluivert getting back onto his feet to dispatch the penalty. And then 2 minutes later, Semenyo made it 3 to see Bournemouth win at Old Trafford 3-0 for the second season in a row. Michael Brown.
Well, what an afternoon of football here at Old Trafford. And new Manchester United be up against this Bournemouth side who are full of confidence, surprising lots of people in the Premier League this season. And they started well, they were confident on the front foot, controlled certain parts of it. Manchester United contributed with chances but didn't really have that quality, didn't get hold of it right throughout the team. It was in flashes in middle areas and then the forward line, but then over time it was the set piece which was unfortunate. It wasn't a foul that come in, they didn't defend another set piece as Bournemouth took the lead, but then the big moment, he made the change, Mazraoui out to right wing back as Malacia made way at half time, and then that foul on Kluivert made it all so much different as Bournemouth cruised to a 3-0 victory. Could have been more. Manchester United had chances, but the defending as a team and as a unit summed it up at the end with Atara, a brilliant tracking back, and what a performance from Bournemouth overall.
Bournemouth on the pitch, their players come over to this near side, away to our right, to applaud their absolutely ecstatic travelling bunch of supporters. You just used the word cruise there. Why was it such a cruise for Bournemouth? Was it setup? Was it attitude? Was it error?
I think it's got to be a little bit of everything. I think we've looked how fragile Manchester United have been. You know, we've seen obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy get some results with a little bit of a turn, but it's been instilled for such a long period of time. You can't just turn it around that quickly. You can get certain results, you can start to put things in place, but it's going to take time here. I think the coach is knowledgeable, he's good, he's got to stop making so many changes. We know that. I understand why he's doing that. He's got to try and find a system and a settled way to be much more consistent. This is a big blow. This performance now at this stage of the season has just put a major negative effect back on something that was looking good for Manchester United with the new manager. What
a difference a week can make in football. Last Sunday, Manchester United went to the Etihad and won the Manchester derby by 2-1. 7 days later, here's the final score at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3.